When you wake up in the morning and the alarm gives out a warning, you don't think you'll ever make it on time. By the time you grab your books and you give yourself a look, you're at the corner just in time to see the bus fly by. But it's not all right, and no bell can save you from this terribleness. We watched a crack in the floor. We watched it so you don't have to, so you know what time it is.
Horror, so bad and scary. Splitting up is never okay. Plot, who needs it? Don't turn on the lights. Cars don't ever start, but that's alright. Running upstairs instead of out the door. Good acting, what do we need that for? Horrible horror, so bad and scary. Enjoy the show, but not really.
What's up, Moon Goons? Welcome to the Horrible Horror Podcast, the podcast where we watch the worst of the worst in horror movies. I'm your host, Mr. Marshall Hampton, and back with me for the first time in like 4 months in studio is Mr. Aaron Southworth.
Hey, Marshall Hampton.
Oh,
How is it going? It's good to see you again. It's good to be back in studio, feeling the table.
Yes.
Looking at the microphones, getting the dog barking at weird noises.
did you knock on the table?
I think someone's at the door.
Yeah.
But no, it's really good. However, we are socially distancing.
Yes.
We are a good. Marshall has like a 10-foot long table, and we are using it to its fullest extent.
I have a table like a medieval king. You're sitting the heads of it, and we're sliding our booze bottles back and forth like old Western saloons. It's going to be fun. Speaking of booze, to honor this momentous occasion of us finally being back together in studio. I am cracking open my unopened Game of Thrones limited edition Johnny Walker Scotch whiskey, a Song of Ice edition.
It's a cool looking bottle.
It's an amazing looking bottle. It's the House Stark version because it's got the direwolf on.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like Ghost because the wolf's more white, but it could be coincidence. I might be reading too much into that.
But no, I totally agree. I mean, it's a cool bottle.
It's an amazing bottle.
And I like that Johnny Walker guy is one of the White Walkers.
Maybe. I guess you could kind of say that. He's there you go.
He's White Walker-esque.
White Walker-esque.
He's got a top hat and cane. I mean, of course he's not a White Walker.
He's a classy. He's a gentleman walker.
Yes.
He's a gentleman White Walker.
Yes.
And let's pour this. Oh, there you go. Pour a little of that.
Hit me up.
A little bit for Aaron.
All right. Thank you.
All righty. And let's put that back. Seal that back up.
All right.
And on top of we're maybe going a little too deep with the booze this week, guys.
Because we're going hard because it's been 4 months.
Yeah, we got a lot of drinking.
I haven't seen this guy who I've seen every weekend for 4 or 5 years now.
5 years.
Jesus. And it's like, 4 months apart, you need to celebrate that.
Yeah, definitely. Because honestly, we didn't really get to celebrate this properly with the pandemic, but we should have been celebrating our 5-year anniversary of Horrible Horror Podcast. Probably back in April, I think it would have been. So we're gonna get some catching up to do, and so we'll probably just do a big celebration when we get in a few weeks when we hit our 200th episode.
Perfect.
So we'll do that. But yeah, I got my Johnny Walker. Aaron brought over this really cool
Piasol Pilsner.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, for people who are like not around here, for people who don't know, it has the Piasol bird on it, which is kind of a local cryptozoologic kind of creature. It's like a dragon bird, Native American thing. You know more about it than I do.
Well, I actually have it tattooed on my forearm.
I mean, you definitely know more. You better know more.
Yeah, it's an old kind of urban legend, or I don't want to say ghost story, but kind of an old, I guess, mythology from the Illini Indians that used to live along the Mississippi River in the St. Louis, Alton, Grafton area, all of
the bluffs.
The bluffs of the Mississippi. And they had it painted. I don't know why I'm going into this, not being cares, but they had this thing painted on the side of the bluffs. And then like Lewis and Clark, when they made their expedition down there,
they're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, and they like, "What is that?" And so that's how, and it kind of spread the tale of the Piasol bird. And it's a pretty cool story, but and pretty much that whole area now it's become kind of like the unofficial mascot of the area. And like they still have if you go down there, they still have it painted, like this giant Piasol bird painted along the bluffs, along the river road as you're driving. They moved the original location. I thought was much better. and then they moved locations of it, but it's still along the bluffs, and you can still see it.
It's cool looking. Cool. It's like a dragon.
It's like it's a dragon man with a big old beard and like deer antlers and dragon wings, and it has like this long, skinny like. It's a really cool look. You've never seen anything like it. It's really cool.
It's definitely unique.
It's very unique. Anyway, that's not why you're here.
Well, that was our educational moment.
I think I have another educational moment later in the episode too, but you're gonna get 2 educational moments.
You just got learned it.
You just got learned it, yeah. This week's movie, A Crack in the Floor, actually is. I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. I do want to give a quick shout out and thank you to our regular listener, but now official Patreon member, Jeff Bosniak. He just joined our Patreon, so
thanks.
Shout out to him. So thank you very much.
Cheers to you, Jeff.
Cheers, indeed. So all right, this week, this movie, Crack in the Floor, is suggested to us, was another listener suggested movie. This one's brought to us by Katie O'Brien. She's the same awesome Moongoon who brought us the Bedeviled movie.
Oh God!
So I think she's about to become 2 for 2 on this podcast.
She's got a gift for crap.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Katie O'Brien. Appreciate it. Keep listening. So Crack on the Floor. This movie was released on April 24th of 2001. And are you ready for this, Aaron?
I guess.
In Canada.
Mother. Sons of bitches.
If you're missing that inside joke, just listen to last week's episode and you'll get a bit of that. But yeah, we have not had luck with Canadian movies on this one. Even though it wasn't filmed in Canada, it was released in Canada first. So I'm guessing it was a Canadian movie just shot outside Canada.
That's funny.
Written and directed by Sean Stanek and Corbin Timbrook. You can find this movie on Amazon Prime and Tubi. It is on both of those right now. The cast, I'm going to talk about a few people.
Because there's actually no recognizable people.
Like recognizable people.
We do so many movies with, who gives a fuck? Now we actually got a couple fucks.
Yeah. It's been a hot minute since we've had that. So we have our main character, Layman, played by A.C. Slater himself, Mario Lopez. He's in this movie.
Yeah. And of course, if you don't know who he is, A.C. Slater is from Saved by the Bell.
Yes. Yeah. Then we have Mr. Tyler Trout, played by none other than the Buse himself, Gary Busey.
The Buse is loose.
The Buse is definitely loose in this episode, in this movie, I should say. No other introduction, nothing needs to be said about Gary Busey. Man, you know what? This is at least 2 for him. If we get one more Gary Busey movie on, he's eligible for Hall of Fame status.
Yeah, he's in this, and he was also in Ginger Dead Man.
Yeah, if we get one more Gary Busey movie on here, we got a Hall of Famer candidate. So then we have Sheriff Talmadge, played by Bo Hopkins. This guy's got 132 credits, including From Dusk Till Dawn 2, Phantoms, the old Ben Affleck movie with Rose McGowan way back.
He was the bomb in Phantoms, yo!
Yep, that's right. Midnight Express, The Wild Bunch, and American Graffiti. And he was in a movie called Fertilize the Blaspheming Bombshell, which just sounds like an amazing porn. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I want to see that movie. Or at least I want to see the cover art for that, because that probably got some insane cover art. Moving on, we have the mother, played by Tracy Scroggins. She got 83 credits. She played Captain Elizabeth Lockley on Babylon 5 and like all of its spin-off shit, if you're into Babylon 5 or sci-fi stuff. She's also on Deep Space Nine, and she played Cat Grant on the Lewis and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman TV show back in the late 80s, late 90s, early 2000s.
Lois and Clark, right?
Yeah, what is that?
Lewis and Clark.
I do that all the time.
You got Lewis and Clark on the brain since we had our educational moment.
Yeah. So Lois and Clark. She's also in a movie called The Haunted Dollhouse, Highlander, the TV series, Doll Man vs. Demonic Toys, and then the original Demonic Toys as well. And then we have Floyd Fried, played by Rance Howard. Now, this motherfucker has done pretty much everything there is to do on her son. 283 credits. He was in the original Universal Soldier with Jean-Claude Van Damme, which I love that one. I was a big fan of the original one. Jean-Claude Van Damme, Dolph Lundgren, you kidding me? Yeah, yes, please. He played John Devereaux in that. He was in Far and Away with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. Big movie.
Yeah.
Toolbox Murders, which you guys should... horror people should know that one. Independence Day.
Right on.
Apollo 13.
Okay.
And Children of the Corn 3, just to name some of the bigger things and that people that listen to the show might actually have heard of. And then like everything else on our son, like every TV show ever done. And lastly, Heidi, played by Daisy McCracklin, which I just love that name, McCracklin. She's got 21 credits.
It sounds like she should sell like pork rinds.
Or like be living as a sea monster deep in the abyss.
It's McCracken. I thought you were saying McCracklin.
Well, it is McCracklin, but it sounds like the crack. I don't know. Anyway, 21 credits. And her very next movie after this pile of stinkiness was Halloween Resurrection.
Motherfucker.
Where she was Donna. She's the cute redhead in that.
So this is 2 for her.
This is, well, yeah. We did do Halloween Resurrection. You're right. That's 2 for her now, too. She was also in Atlas Shrugged Part 1 and House of Demons is another horror movie she was in. If you guys have seen that or heard that one. So with that said, let's move on to the actual movie itself. So the movie, we open with the credits right away. So no cold opening or anything, just straight to the credits and close-up shots of some guy's eyeball. Like he's kind of like laying on his side, like in his dark room.
He's got one strip of light.
One strip, and it just highlights his one eyeball, and that's it, his eyeball open.
Big blue eye.
Big blue eye. And then we're taken back in time to what looks like the fucking 1800s.
Dude,
for all you know, we're out in like Little House on the Prairie times or something like that. That's what it looks like. Where a mother and her son have just finished burying the dead father in like a makeshift grave, shallow grave. And the mother tells the son that they are not to mix with the outside world. They are to wait for the second coming of their Lord.
Because the outside world is evil.
Yeah, stuff like this. She goes, and she tells her son that the world is an evil place, that nobody knows about them out here where they're at, and that she tells him life will be hard, but it will all be worth it in the end. And the son just stands there nodding and wiggling. And wiggling the cross, like great makeshift grave marker of his dad. He's not like, and he's like just fidgeting with the grave marker. It's really awkward. Like that's kind of morbid in a way.
It's like, kid, come on, you know
stop playing with your dead dad's grave marker. Just leave it alone.
It's a sentence you don't say every day.
Yeah. The mother pulls out a small wooden hand carved like horse with wheels on it and gives it to her son, telling him that his father had made this for him right before, I guess, before he died or something like that.
Lame present dad.
Yeah.
I want an Xbox.
Jump to what I guess is the next day. We don't really know. And the mother's hanging laundry out to dry while the son plays in the dirt with his wooden horse on wheels or whatever.
The good life.
The good life. Yep, playing in the dirt. And the mom looks up and sees these 2 dirty-looking men watching her from, a little distance off.
Yeah.
And she tells her son, Jeremiah, the son, to go inside, which the boy does. He gets up, he goes inside. The men start to slowly approach the mother. She walks up to them now and like asks them if they're lost. And I'm not really going to go into much detail about what is said during this scene, but the mother ends up politely asking the men to leave and wishes them a good day.
And guess what they do? They oblige.
Well,
not. Canadian joke.
Yeah, we had
timely Canadian joke.
We had a not joke. We had a not joke in last week's episode. So she turns to go back to her laundry, and that's when the man in the overall says, "Oh, I think it's going to be better than good," referring to her saying, "Have a good day." So it's going to be better than good. Grabs the mother by the back of her hair, tosses her to the ground, and now both men each take their turn raping her while Jeremiah watches through a crack in the open door.
Dude, this rape scene is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Rape scenes are pretty always like real.
Yeah,
you're rolling the dice on whenever you're filming a rape scene. That's some pretty shitty. That's touchy stuff, right?
Yeah.
But the way they're doing it is just so comical. I mean, they're wah,
yeah,
wah, wah, and they don't take any clothes off or anything. It's the most comical PG-13 rape scene I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, and speaking of rape scenes, I know this is a weird thing to think about, but it's when I think about realism of a rape scene. And maybe, I don't know, I'm not a rapist, so I don't know how they do it, but almost every single rape scene I've ever seen in any movie, TV show, anything like that, I always find it so odd and funny that, like, the raper is, like, I guess just walking around the hard on the whole time, because, like, they're instantly hard. Like, it's just like, throws down on the ground, boom, I'm in. It's like, don't you need like a minute to warm up or something? It's like, were they just walking around with constant hard-ons the entire time?
Oh, God.
Like, how do they do it so quickly? And then the rape's over in like 2 seconds anyway. So it's like, I don't know. Maybe should be analyzing rape scenes too much.
Let's not get too deep into this subject. Yeah.
All right, my bad. Let's move on. Jeremiah's watching through like the door. He's got the front door kind of cracked open. He's watching through it. And after they're done raping her, the mom looks up and says, Jeremiah, don't look. So she's being raped and sees her son watching her get raped. She sees this the whole time.
It's getting a little dark.
Getting real dark. And she's like, Jeremiah, turn away, don't look. And so the man finished raping her. The guy in the overalls smashes like a glass bottle that came out of nowhere.
He came up with he had a bottle of
Did
booze.
he have it in his hand? I didn't see it, but okay. And then he uses the broken bottle and slits the mother's throat, killing her on the spot. The overall guy who just killed him out goes into the house, tells Jeremiah that he is just as pretty as his mama. I'm like, oh God.
Yikes.
Oh God. Are we about to have child rape now? Please don't tell me you have child rape. Jeremiah drops the wooden horse to the floor, which breaks on impact a bit. And then it just cuts away for a moment, and we hear like a thudding punching sound. And we cut to a close-up of Jeremiah falling to the floor, bleeding from his mouth and a wound on his forehead.
Yeah, and it's kind of similar to that shot of the eye that they opened with.
Well, it crossfades into that shot. We hear the man say, you ain't pretty no more, as the image crossfades and time jumps to present day. So we go from kid Jeremiah to adult Jeremiah, still laying on that eye close-up shot.
Yeah, so it's... And I think it says 33 years later.
Yeah, it's at least 30-something years later.
Yeah, so how old would you say Jeremiah was when this happened? 7, 8 years old?
Yeah.
So he's got to be in his late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say, I think so. Oh, yeah, 33 years later. Right there. I remember. 33 years later, we jump. And we're this random young couple out hiking/camping. They stumble upon Jeremiah's now rundown house.
Every goddamn happy couple you ever see hiking in the woods, no matter what, they've always got to be playing grab ass.
Yeah.
And he like picks her up and is like, woo! Like swinging around. She's like, ha 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 ha. Every goddamn hiking couple or couple going camping or couple who's going to go swimming or some bullshit out in the woods, a guy always has to pick her up and be like, woohoo, baby, yeah. And she can't get enough. She loves it. And I'm like, God damn it. Well, can't they just argue?
Yeah. Like, God damn, I didn't want to go on this trip anyway. I hate the wood. Why did you bring me on this?
They did do that in Minutes to Midnight, if you remember that one.
Yeah, I do remember. That's actually a good one. Go back and watch that. They find the house, and they go inside, and as soon as the door hasn't even closed all the way yet, and they are immediately stripping down, making out, getting ready to have sex. And it's just instantaneous. And we do get some brief titty shots, but it's not much. And
I must have blinked.
Yeah, you blink, you miss it. And during this, we also keep getting shots of that close-up of Jeremiah's eye. Oh, and that's time now he's looking up through a crack in the floorboard, hence the name, A Crack in the Floor. Woo. And then, so we cut to outside the cabin. We hear sounds of various things like being, like, vases broken. It sounds like expensive vases being broken and like all this fancy stuff. There's nothing in this cabin to break. It's a completely bare
abandoned empty cabinet, and then you hear all this stuff smashing. That's a great point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, complete. But it's like these old like ancient Chinese vases.
It's like he had a whole bunch of like crystal stemware.
Yeah,
he's like, these are my prizes, but God damn it! People come in and start smashing it.
You got those like weird, crazy like Hummel doll figurines just smashing around. Some Fabergé eggs just lying around, just gonna smash around.
Like those superhero glasses from the 80s.
I still have my collection of those.
I know.
So through all the breaking, we hear the girls screaming.
So we don't see anything.
You see nothing, and that's going to become quite the pattern in this movie.
Quite the theme.
And then we cut to Jeremiah in a dark tunnel, like underground, like chopping up what we can only assume is the bodies.
And the chopping is so, it's like you see a silhouette of him going to town, but the sound effects are so bad. Like when you're chopping someone up, you want to hear whack, fuck. You want to hear. I mean, because if you can't see it, you want to get the visceral feeling. The sound is really important if you can't see it, and it's just not even that good. I mean, it's just it's awful.
Yeah, it is.
I was really at first I didn't know what he was doing. I'm like, was he digging?
Yeah, it is hard to tell what he's doing at first. So that's what I'm saying. I'm only assuming that's what he's doing because you can't really tell. And now we cue the shitty rock music, and we cut to the city where we first meet Mario Lopez driving around in the streets as SUV. Then we cut to some other main characters, Billy and his girl Sunny, the stoner couple.
And he's wailing on his guitar.
She's a real tree hugger hippie, and he's a stoner artist, and it gets really pretentious and annoying later.
This character real quick. He starts off as like a rock and roller.
Yeah.
Like, shredding on his guitar. Smoking bongs, kind of being rude to his girl, like, get the food. And I'm like, okay, he's kind of a dick. And then by the end of the movie, spoiler alert, he becomes this like sensitive poet.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I got some shit on the poetry later.
We're talking like, whoa, these scales are so bizarre.
Yeah.
Like, when does this transition happen?
And like and right now he's wearing like just a raggedy t-shirt and jeans.
Looks like a surfer bro.
Look like a surfer bro. And then later when we see him, he's wearing like some kind of like
coffee house,
some
art
weird
house,
like
some mohair sweater or something.
Yeah, oh my god, we're gonna talk about that sweater.
Dude, he looks like he belongs in like those old like
so pretentious
like early 2000s, late 90s coffee houses with the cappuccino mug that's like the size of
his head.
Yeah, exactly. Like just doing beat poetry.
Yes, yeah. Oh, I can't. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that when we get to it. They get a call from AC Slater. They tell him that they say, hey, we're packed up and we'll meet you outside. So we jump to meet two more of our characters, and Kate, who's naked in the shower, and her man Johnny, who gives it the old cliche shower scare, using a dildo as a knife. And they end up making out in the shower, and they get a call from Sonny. He's like, hey, yeah, we're ready to go. And next comes some short scenes that introduce us to small town Sheriff Talmadge, this Deputy Kevin, and the cranky, cantankerous handyman / janitor Harold. During this little scene, we learned that they have multiple missing persons reports out.
So Harold looks familiar. The cranky, cantankerous old janitor.
Yeah.
And I finally was able to place him.
Okay.
Naked Gun, 33 1/3. He is that's the scene where Leslie Nielsen has to burst into the Academy Awards and under the guise of being Phil Donahue, which is fucking hilarious. But there's an orchestra that's playing, and he's the conductor of the orchestra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a long time to get there.
Yeah.
But I got there, baby.
Wow. That's a reference right there.
It's a weird one.
A link. Yeah. I did not know that one. But I've only seen that movie like once, and that was like 30 years ago.
I've seen that movie at least 40 times. I think I saw it like 2 months ago.
Wow. We cut to all of our main characters in AC Slater's SUV driving through the countryside on the way to go camp. And in the car with him is Slater's new girl, the redheaded Heidi. Johnny starts telling some story about a doctor who got frostbite so bad trying to climb Mount Everest that he lost all of his fingers and the tip of his nose. And this leads to AC Slater's probably the best line of the whole movie, saying, well, at least when he's 69 and chick, his nose won't get stuck in her pooper.
And I laughed out loud. That's probably the best line in the whole movie. Because I just went, I'm watching this with my daughter, who's like, she's 6 months.
Yeah, you're lucky. You're at the age where you can get away watching this. I got 3 now. I can't watch any of this shit with her around, and she's around all the time. Trying to find time to get these done is impossible. So enjoy this while it lasts.
It's just happening. I kind of scared my. She's like, ugh, because it was this weird pooper.
So we jump back to the sheriff meeting a tow truck guy who's pulling a car out from a small lake. And the tow truck guy, I think it's him, comes running out of the water wearing a wetsuit. With a snorkel and a mask and all that.
They did have a little bit of exposition earlier when they were introducing the sheriff and the cantankerous old janitor. Was also the dispatcher saying
Maggie.
They found, looks like they might have found a car in the
I'm
lake.
not arguing that part.
There's a diver that went there, and he was the diver who went in to go check.
Okay.
And make sure.
I assumed he was like a man of many, like small town, so he did like everything.
Well, here's the
diver
thing
and the tow truck driver.
That's fucked up about that scene is that he comes out and he's like, yeah, well, these guys around here, they're gonna get these cars out of here because there's many cars.
Let's go to it. Yeah. He tells the sheriff that he wouldn't believe what he found on there, and he's found 22 cars. And first of all, I don't know where Aaron's going with this, but I'm like, no fucking way will there be 22 cars in the bottom of this lake because it's so small.
It's a
small... The closest thing is lake. It's not even like it's more of a pond.
It's a small pond.
Yeah, it is. It looks like almost just like rainwater collected in a small dip in the ground. It's so tiny. 22 cars, my ass. And even if there were, they wouldn't be sunk. They'd just be like maybe up to the tires. like
the guy does come out of it.
Well, you're right. All right, you're right. He does come out of it, but we don't see how far out.
It's a tiny pond.
It's tiny. So, the sheriff asks if there are any bodies down there too, and he's like, no, he didn't. The diver says no. So the sheriff just thinks it's an insurance scam. And I did notice the costume or the wardrobe, I will say, of the sheriff. I kind of like that his official sheriff vest is just a fly fisherman's vest with a badge stuck on it.
Supposed to.
I love it.
I didn't notice, but you're right.
So we also learned that in this scene, we also learned that the radio and Deputy Kevin's car is not working right now. So that's a tidbit of information we learned here. We jump ahead to the next scene, back at the sheriff's station, between the dispatcher Maggie / receptionist Maggie.
Kind of has a Mimi vibe going on.
Kind of, yeah. And Harold the janitor. This scene really surprised me for its extremely racist content.
Shit!
Was not expecting this.
Whoa!
So Maggie asked Harold to take, because he is the janitor. His job is to clean up, and he's like,
and he is a crusty old fuck. I mean, he is incredibly like old and he's a crusty old fuck.
Right.
He's got to be like 86.
oh yeah, definitely, at least that old. And so he's like, hey, Maggie's like, hey Harold, can you take some of these boxes out to the trash for me? And he responds with something along the lines of like, what shade does my skin look like to you? And I'm like, what?
God damn.
What? This is 2000. Like, great. I mean, it's not like the 40s or the 50s. I don't work, but like
this is the new millennia.
This is 2001. Like, whoa, we went hard racism right there. Hard.
But at least she calls it out.
Yeah, she does. She goes, and she's like, something like, what do I look like to you? And she calls him a racist janitor. Like, you look like a racist janitor. And
she ain't wrong.
and he says back to her, what if I race my hand up your behind? I bet that will get your fireworks going. I'm like, God damn, not only do we have like this race guy, we have like a sexual harassing racist janitor in this movie.
HR nightmare.
Yeah. I guess I don't think they have HR in this tiny town. Like, my God.
They just roll with it. Well, he cleans the shitter real good. So.
It's just the time he was, it's just the way it was back then. He's just a, old timer. I don't know, but Jesus, I was not expecting that in this movie at all.
I like went,
what? What? So now we jump to Jeremiah in his underground lair, sitting at a desk, reading his Bible with the wooden horse toy sitting next to him, next to the lantern on the desk. And that's the whole scene.
So this is the first time we actually see his whole body. All right, like
an actual.
And he's a normal built guy,
totally normal dude,
longer hair, but not crazy long.
It's down to his shoulders and all scraggy, which is fine.
But we never see his face.
No, you never see his face.
Yeah, and so I'm like, okay, I was actually kind of glad he wasn't some hulking behemoth.
Yeah,
like Nathan Jones and Charlie's Farm.
I was just about to bring up Charlie's Farm.
Yes.
My God, we're still connected.
Well, it's because they have a lot of similarities. I mean, and I was just glad not to see that because it's like, okay, how many fucking protein shakes does this motherfucker need to do to get that big? How many is he deadlifting cars? I mean, he's just a normal looking guy.
Yeah, just toy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where? We jump to our car. Main characters are still driving, and they're gonna do this for a lot longer in this movie. Sunny asks Heidi what she likes to smoke: cigarettes, pot, or weed. I was like, wait, who said? Like, wait, what? Hold on, who says that? Like, since when are pot and weed it's the same thing? Like, what? Like, it's like what? It's like asking, would you like a soda or a pop? Who says?
I didn't notice that.
Really, I found it so weird. I noticed it right away. Like, it's like cigarettes, whole thing by itself, fine. Weed by itself, totally fine. Pot, it's the same thing. It's like I was saying, do you smoke cigarettes, weed, or heroin or something like that, or crack or something like that? You smoke crack. It's like she says the same thing twice. I found it odd writing. Other than that, nothing in this scene fucking matters or happens. So I'm just gonna skip it.
And this is kind of a theme throughout the whole fucking movie.
Yeah,
they tell stories.
Yeah, they love telling stories.
They tell so many stories,
and none of them relate to the movie at all, or anybody. They're all telling stories about other people that we never meet or see,
and they sound way better than the movie we're watching.
Yeah, like I'd much rather watch the movie of the guy getting frostbitten on Mount Everest. Like that sounds more.
There's a story that comes up later where they actually do a cutscene.
Yeah,
to it. That looks way better.
Yeah, I have a rant about that too when we get to it. So, we go to the sheriff. We go back to the sheriff, and he ends up at Jeremiah's cabin. Somebody's out driving around. He winds up out there, wandering around. He goes inside, and he's
following up on a missing persons report.
Yeah, but he's just
that's seen in this area.
Yeah, so he stumbles upon the cabin, and inside we see Jeremiah's watching him through the hole in the floor, like he always. And the sheriff finds the murdered couple's backpacks in the cabin. He starts looking through them, and this Jeremiah starts to creep up on the sheriff from behind with a pitchfork in his hand. And the sheriff jots down some notes in his little notebook, puts the backpacks down, and he leaves without ever seeing Jeremiah and getting away, in the nick of time, I guess.
I found this really strange. This guy's following up on a missing persons report. He finds evidence of the people.
Yeah.
And instead of calling in backup or maybe a squad that's the people that are actually looking for him, he writes a note, like a Post-it note, basically.
Yeah.
Puts it on the table, please call me later when you come back and get this bag.
Is that what he was? I thought it was like a little notebook. He did.
He wrote it down. He tore out the paper and put it on the table.
I missed
that part. Why the fuck is he? And he just goes, just bops on out.
I missed that completely.
I'm like, this is the worst cop ever.
That's terrible police work.
If you're alive, please call this number.
That's terrible police work. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he leaves the bag there.
I was like, I thought you were going to say, take the bags with you as evidence.
He checks the bag, looks at ID, and then puts, yep, that's them. Puts it back, leaves a note, and just whistles his fat ass on out. Shit.
How did I miss that somehow? That is, holy fuck, is that amazing. That's so incredible.
So dumb.
Wow. I guess that's police work in Canada, man. The cops are just so...
Yeah,
I guess they're just polite.
Trusting,
polite. We'll just leave a note for you. Call us on your own time, man. No rush. It's all good.
It's cool.
I'm going to go ride my moose. I'll see you later. So we go back to SUV, still driving, still more poorly written dialogue. The group talks about their group trip tradition, and now way back in something they started this trip where every year they go on a trip together, and each year
another scary story.
Well, it's not another scary story, but it's like
sort of.
They just basically, I don't know. They just say that every year a different person in the group picks where they go, and it's on a rotation. And this year it was Kate's or Sonny's or somebody. It doesn't fucking matter. It really doesn't. So eventually they end up stopping for gas at this rundown shithole of a gas station that offers free fried chicken with every fill up, and it's run by a one-armed man.
And his catatonic daughter.
Yeah. Oh, God. They get out of the car, they stretch their legs, they wander around the premises, the property. Heidi and Kate, they head off together. While they talk, we learn that Heidi just finished college with a major in special education, and that she's a quote-unquote dancer. But she clarifies that she dances in a bikini. So I guess she's not a full-on stripper.
Go-go dancer, I guess.
During this conversation, we also get a now very outdated... I mean, hell, this shit was outdated even by 2001 standards, but we get a damn Gina reference, which, for those who don't know, is a... Martin, the sitcom TV show Martin Lawrence's...
He's so crazy.
He's crazy. Martin. Damn, Gina! Holy fuck. In back-to-back weeks, we had a not joke reference from Canada, and now we have a Martin, a damn Gina reference. Whoa, Jesus Christ, guys. And I mean, Martin ended...
Canada, catch up!
I mean, you
Jesus
feel
Christ.
like it's like some Middle Eastern, third world country movie. Like, yeah, it's like, catch up with the times, man. Granted, this is 2000. Martin ended in 97, I think. 97 is when it ended. And so even by 2001, it's still pretty outdated reference.
It's a stretch.
It's a stretch, but a damn Gina.
Martin was a popular show, but it wasn't that popular.
I remember watching it. I
watched some of it.
I watched it.
What was
funny.
the name of Martin's cross-dressing?
Shanae.
Shanae!
I was about to bring up Shanae.
God damn, Marshall sharp with Martin.
Yeah. So we get damn Gina, and then we cut to the one-armed man bringing AC Slater and Johnny Is it Johnny or Billy? I think it's Johnny at this point.
Doesn't matter.
Their fried chicken. When they give him a whole bucket of it because they were like, "Hey, I give you a whole bucket because you guys, all of you guys."
There's a whole bunch of you. We'll give you a bucket.
So yeah, so
we take pride in serving people the finest around here.
Yes, indeed. We jump to Billy and Sonny. Billy and Sonny. They're wandering around now, and they're running around this building. They round the back corner of some building, and they run into a clutch of dead and bloody chickens.
Just like 5 or 6, 7 dead chickens, all just look massacred.
Yeah, and this brings us to our second educational moment now.
Oh.
A group of chickens is, other than being called a clutch, can also be called a flock, a brood, and a peep. Hence the name of the terrible marshmallow candy.
A peep of chickens.
A peep of chickens.
And a clutch.
And a clutch.
Why not a cluck?
That's the sound they make.
But that would be so much better than a clutch.
Yeah.
A cluck of chickens.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Now you know what a pack of chickens is called. Take your pick.
Like peep.
A peep. Yeah. Popping up behind them, wearing a filthy, torn, light blue suit and yellow sunglasses and holding an axe, is the Buse himself. And for some reason, Gary Busey's face is covered in ketchup and mustard.
And dude,
well,
this the way he looks is insane.
It is insane.
His hair is just on it. It looks like he just stuck his finger in a light socket.
Yeah.
He's got this like blue polyester shirt that's like
powder blue,
just
too.
kind of shredded up a little bit, real dirty.
Yeah.
And he's got
with a blue vest. It's a 3-piece suit, by the way.
You're right. It's a 3-piece. And then the sunglasses almost look like those Back to the Future sunglasses.
They're like surfer boy, like Ray-Ban.
Almost like those Back to the Future sunglasses you got at Pizza Hut in like the early 90s when Back to the Future 2 came out. They're like just like crazy cool sunglasses.
Yeah, very 90s, totally 90s.
So weird looking. Yeah, but I loved it. I loved it too. Okay, things are going to pick up.
This is how I expect Gary Busey to dress like every day. Like if you just go to Gary Busey's house, this is just his everyday attire, and I'm like, I love it.
This is his.
Now this scene is so fucking weird and out there that I'm not even going to try to describe it for you. So I actually just captured the audio of this entire scene.
Thank God.
Just to let you enjoy the awesomeness that is. This might very well be Gary Busey's finest acting moment ever of all time right now.
Fuck Point Break. This is it.
This is it. So just sit back and enjoy this clip of Gary Busey.
Hey! Good afternoon. I'm Mr. Tyler Trout, Mr. Shirley. You're looking at the chickens. Well, that mangy old maggot-eating stray dog of mine had his way with the chickens, and I had to get rid of a lot of them. It's a shame. Would you like to snap one of them's neck? I got a lot out in the back. And the minute they die, you can smell the rabies leave their body. It's spectacular. Your girlfriend's not feeling good. I want you to take this chicken wing. Give me your hand here. It's not hard. Take the chicken wing, it's soft, and use it as a suppository. Leave it in for 10 minutes. It'll take you out of your misery. Go behind that truck. You'll be hidden. Go ahead. Tell her to go. You know what's good about that suppository? When she farts, it's gonna smell like Southern fried chicken. You hold that in your heart.
So,
whoa.
What was this? I'm beyond words for what, I don't even describe what we just heard. That is amazing.
That is so weird.
It's the weirdest. That dialogue sounds like somebody just cut it from like Terror of Bloodfart Lake. It belonged in there, it'd be fine, but man, what?
And the way he delivers it.
Yes.
It's so awesome.
That's what I'm saying. It's the finest Gary Busey performance ever. And the thing is, pretty much that's the entire bit in this movie.
Pretty much.
After that, you never see him again. And he has second billing, by the way. Second billing. Mario Lopez, Gary Busey, who's in this movie, his screen time is like less than 3 minutes combined. And he's got second billing. Jesus Christ, you want to snap a rabbit chicken's neck. It's fantastic or whatever he says, and then shove a chicken wing up your ass
As a
powder
suppository.
to cure your nausea.
Yeah, and when you fart, it's gonna smell like southern fried chicken.
What?
It's amazing.
It's
God damn.
I'm sorry, like I could watch that scene of this movie like over and over and over again. It's incredible.
fantastic.
It's fantastic.
It's fantastic. It's so ridiculous.
Oh my god. And I do remember. I will say this: the email I got from Katie O'Brien, who when she suggested this, I remember she in her email she said. She said that Gary Busey's lines about rabid chickens and fried chicken. It's crazy. You will not believe. Like you have to see this. I'm like, okay. She did. It lived up, man. It delivered. She was right about that. Oh, she did not lie. So my God. So getting back on track. All the kids they're back in the SUV, and up comes Billy and Sonny.
Yeah, and they're
like,
freaking out.
Like, go, get out of here, go. And like, what? Why?
It's a pretty fucking weird part, though.
Right. And don't get me wrong. It's not like they're being chased by somebody trying to kill them. There's like,
I would want to get the fuck out of Dodge, too.
yeah, but I don't think I come running up like, we gotta go, right? Like, I'm like, dude, get the fuck out of here right now.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't be running, screaming for your life at
Yeah,
that.
it's true.
I'd be like, dude, we gotta get the fuck out of here. So when they get in the car, everybody else in the car is eating the chicken. You see, everybody's eating the chicken. So they start driving off while Busey and the one-armed man stand there watching them drive off.
Kind of laughing.
And they start talking about moving to Brazil to play with monkeys.
And play hide the banana.
And putting bananas in hidden places. Like, it's just the abuse. I didn't record that scene because it's not as... But my God, again, it's just weird. Who are these people? Like, I want the movie... Fuck these kids in the car. Like,
right.
Just give me a movie about these two characters.
Tell
the one-armed
me more
man and Busey.
about this one-armed man who runs a gas station / chicken shack.
Yeah.
With Gary Busey, who wears a completely destroyed
Who looks like a
suit.
used car salesman in the apocalypse.
That's a perfect description. A perfect description. You fucking nailed it with that.
I mean, that's the movie. Make a movie about that, and I will watch that all day long.
Yes. Just the random people who come through and the weird shit they do.
Yeah.
And we didn't even talk about the catatonic girl with the
No,
dog.
no,
Yeah. Which just doesn't matter. Yeah,
but
but
one shot and that's
still,
it.
it just makes everything more weird.
Yeah, it's so weird. So the one-armed man asked Busey if he told the kids about the chicken. He says yes, and then it cuts to a quick shot of the SUV coming to a screeching halt, and everybody starts.
Everyone rolls
chicken.
down the windows, and chicken comes flying out of every window.
And Busey and the one-armed man are laughing. And then Busey just says, "I know her. I got diarrhea," and just runs off screen.
Runs off.
Never see Gary Busey again after that. That's all you give the Buse. But my God, was it worth it? My God, talk about maximizing your screen time.
No shit.
My God. So we cut back now to the sheriff driving around, and he gets a radio call from Maggie. She tells him that the plates on the Jeep that was put on a lake belonged to like a Bradley Mitchell or something like that. They got the plates back. And recognizing that name from the backpacks, the note he left, so
sure,
politely left that note for him. Sheriff tells Maggie to get Kevin to meet with him somewhere, I guess at the cabin or something. And then he pulls like this crazy like Dukes of Hazzard like U-turn, like he slams on the brake and does like this drifting U-turn.
It doesn't match what was discussed.
No.
He's just like, yeah, how you doing, Maggie? It's another lazy day, but things are getting a little peculiar. I'm just going to go ahead and meet him back at the place. Like this insane like stunt.
Yeah.
You know?
Like dirt's flying up everywhere. He hits the brake. Does
It's
like a skidding, drifting 180-degree U-turn.
Just about to tip over, but he keeps all four wheels. Like it's an intense scene.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, why?
What? And keep in mind, the sheriff is no spring. The sheriff's like in his 60s at least.
Late 60s, yeah.
Yeah. So the sheriff goes back to Jeremiah's cabin, calling out for his Mitchell guy. He heads back inside to look around again. Jeremiah shows up, throws his pitchfork at the sheriff, impaling him through the chest. The sheriff slumps to the floor, tries to pull out his gun, but he drops it.
He's too weakened from the blow.
Yep. As Jeremiah approaches him, the sheriff just says, "Finish it, you psycho son of a bitch." What? They're like, who are you or what the fuck? He's like, just finish it, you psycho son of a bitch.
Just kill me.
Yeah.
Just do it, baby.
So Big Jer grabs the shaft of the pitchfork and lifts the sheriff up off the floor and into the air, then slams the pitchfork into the wall, pinning the sheriff to the wall about 2 feet off the floor, where the sheriff finally dies.
And this is where I was like, okay, we saw Jeremiah. He's not a big guy.
You're ahead of me. You know where I'm going with this.
And this sheriff has got to be
the sheriff
2.5
is not
to
a small
3
boy.
bills. He's
at least 3.
knocking on the door of 3 bills.
Big old, I don't know how tall he is, but
He's a
thick boy.
He's more than thick. He's fat. He's a big
he
fatty.
stopped at that gas station. He's got plenty of that fried chicken.
Yes,
a lot.
Yeah.
Fried chicken barbecue. That's what he's
That's where he does all his Phillips.
Yeah, to get that fried chicken.
So to see him get picked up, hoisted off the floor effortlessly, and then pinned to the wall
and
by a guy
and
who's
stays on the wall,
who's smaller than I am.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just like,
Yeah, that's what I said. I call bullshit on that kill.
Yeah.
You know where I stand. So now we're gonna skip over another stupid useless scene involving Deputy Kevin, where he nearly kills the racist janitor Harold after a mistaken identity of ketchup for blood or some shit like that.
It's just a really shitty comic relief moment.
They try to have these kind of...
Are they trying to cleanse our palate of that horrible, vicious kill?
The rape scene, maybe? I don't know, but these comedy scenes are a waste and they fall flat. So, we just jump back to our main core of characters and they finally park the SUV, get out their gear, and start to hike. And it seems very random where they leave the car, too, because it doesn't look like... It's not like a camping grounds or park here, campsite here. It's just like it's like some random, like, let's pull on the side of the road and was some random, well, here's fine, let's get out and go.
Because the girl mentioned, I got to choose this year. I want to go hiking, horseback riding,
something like that.
You think she had some shit planned or some shit booked, Like, you just don't show up in the middle of the woods and go, where's a horse?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it seems like. They just found some random spot, like, all right, here's a good spot as any, let's go.
It's totally random.
Yeah. So then there's a quick shot of Big Jer hacking up the sheriff's body, just like we saw at the opening couple. And then
same exact shot.
Yeah, exactly. And then right back to our group hiking through the woods. And this is where I gotta say, holy fuck, can we talk about the fucking clothes that some of them are wearing? Because this is where we're talking about that sweater. Because seriously, what the fuck is Billy wearing?
I think it's a mohair sweater. I'm not sure.
I don't know what mohair. He's in the woods wearing like this turtle. It's not just sweater, it's a turtleneck sweater that looks like, I said, maybe like made from like chinchilla or something like that. I'm not sure how to describe this insane wardrobe. I mean, it's...
And he's got, like, sunglasses that are almost completely clear, but they have a blue lens. But they're almost completely clear.
Yeah.
Which is even better.
Yeah, it's like those weird, like, hipster, like, or 70s hippie, like I imagine, like, seeing, like, John Lennon or Yoko Ono wearing those type of shit.
Yeah, but with a modern frame.
Yeah, with a modern frame. Yeah, it's so weird. And I just can't get over that fucking sweater. Because it's not like this is the winter. Everybody else is, like, a lot of people wearing... Like, the opening cut was wearing, like, jean shorts and tank tops.
Mario Lopez has a tank top on.
Yeah, it's like... And he's wearing a full-on sweater that looks like... It's the most douchey-looking thing for early 2001. It's terrible.
I kind of like it. I kind of like it.
Oh, fuck you. That doesn't surprise me.
I kind of like it.
Oh.
I would wear it. I gotta see it, man. I kind of like it. It is douchey. It is stupid
it's
looking.
So
but
douchey.
There's something about him. It's like, I think I can pull it off. So I started to like this guy.
You start like... To me, it's the opposite curve. Like, as he was fine, he took a nosedive fall for me in the likability category. Oh, my God. So, anyway... They notice that Slater isn't with them, so they turn around and head back to look for him. They come across his gear on the ground. Giant thinks Slater's screwing around, but then they hear a man scream coming from the woods. It's not really a scream. It's more like it's more like a grunting or something.
You can't tell if it's like a bark or like you got
or,
hit and you're like, ugh.
Yeah, it's a weird noise. It's definitely not a scream.
It's either I'm hurt or I'm going to get you.
Yeah,
it's
not a scream.
Somewhere between. Yeah, it's like definitely a grunt.
Johnny still thinks Slater's messing with them until they hear a second quote-unquote scream. A third scream comes, and this scares Heidi enough to cause her to just take off running and screaming herself. She's like, fuck it, I'm out. And she just bolts in the opposite direction.
Bo is gone, and everyone gives chase.
Yeah, everyone in the group chases
and they're
after.
just sprinting through the woods,
Yep.
and they're going at a pretty good clip.
They are.
I'm actually impressed with their ability to run down like through like terrain like this.
And you know what? Not a single one of them tripped.
No,
It can be done. You can run in the woods and not trip.
and I was pretty impressed. I was like, these guys are pretty fleet of foot.
Yeah. Eventually, Billy catches up to her, but instead of just like, hey, stop, he fucking full on like Ray Lewis tackles the bitch to the ground. Bam! Keep in mind, like Aaron said, they were running a good clip. They run for a ways. Like, they run for a good while. Like,
Yeah.
they cover a good amount of ground, that's why I keep saying, keep in mind, because as soon as Heidi and Billy hit the ground, out comes Slater from the opposite direction, which makes zero fucking sense.
None.
It's just fucking possible that he would show up at this spot. Everyone gets pissed off at Slater. Heidi wants to go home. Sonny ends up twisting her ankle during the run at some point. She's like, I hurt my ankle.
Which is plausible
it's
considering
plausible,
how
yeah.
they ran through this.
Yeah, I'll give her that. Slater swears he wasn't the one screaming and he didn't pull any prank.
His reason for being away from the group
love his reason.
was because he was tying his shoe
Yep.
and he saw a rabbit.
A rabbit!
And he thought, oh, I can surprise the group and have rabbit for dinner.
Because everybody who sees a rabbit, the logical thing is, I can chase down a rabbit on foot.
And I'm going to skin it, gut it, and cook it.
As a surprise to the group.
What the fuck?
I have never seen any animal in the woods say, you know what? I can outrun that.
I got this.
I got this.
Although, you are not AC Slater.
I am not AC Slater. That is true.
He is a specimen.
Yeah, but god damn.
He was a captain of the Bayside wrestling team.
Yes, he was. But you know what? He did get he barely held on to that wrestling captainship because I heard there was a wrestler by the name of C.A. Slater that gave him a run for his money.
C.A. Slater was quite the badass.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
C.A. Slater was quite the badass. You didn't fuck with him.
Yeah. He would hit you with the Bayside and it'd be all over.
It would be all over. The Bayside, man. So... All right, that was a really shitty reference to Aaron's early, short-lived professional wrestling days, and his first character was C.A. Slater.
My backyard wrestling days,
Yes.
where we actually had a ring set up and stuff, and people came and watched. That was A.C. Slater, or C.A. Slater.
C.A. Slater.
For Christopher Aaron.
Yep.
C.A. Slater, and my finishing move was just a gut-wrench suplex.
Yep. Called the
And
Bayside.
I call it the Bayside.
Now, I can't take... I will say I'm a little proud of that name because I came up with the name. I was in the Army at the time. I was out in Arizona, and we were talking on the phone about when you're doing this, and it's like, you need a name. I was like, well... I was like, you know what? It's like, you're a wrestler, high school wrestler, AC Slater. Oh, shit. See, you can reverse AC to CA, and instead of Slater, you can spell it CAYTER, Slater, you know, to give it a little bit of menace. And you're like,
You made me a shirt.
I think I did make a shirt.
You made me a shirt that said C.A. Slater on the back and said, beware the Bayside. I fucking loved it. We had a website and everything. We had one match. The ring broke during our backyard match.
I wish I could have been there to see that. I wanted to see that so bad, but I was out in Arizona. I was proud of coming up with your first wrestling name.
We weren't even halfway through the card and the ring broke. Fuck.
All right, so anyway, we go ahead. Done with the rabbit. Okay, I did say really what's the at that point I said the writers. This is what the writers went with. Like, who the fuck chases down a rabbit? I think they can actually catch it. There's so many other things that Slater could have done or chased after, something that would have been much more plausible and made more sense. Like, why go with rabbit? That was written. That wasn't improv. That was somebody actually. Yeah, you chase a rabbit. Like, no, don't chase a rabbit.
Make more. This is what I think should have happened. They'd be like, hey, I was embarrassed because I got the shits really bad. I had to run off and, you know.
That would make great sense. I just had to go take a shit and I didn't want.
Yeah, I mean, I left my gear because I didn't want, I dropped my gear on the ground and I did get pretty far away because there's no bushes to hide behind.
Yeah.
That
would have been so much more plausible and more believable.
And you can make fart jokes.
And he's been kind of crude anyway. He's talking about the whole 69 and chick out in the pooper. So he's like, I had to go take a shit.
It fits his character.
Yeah. Like, not I'm gonna chase down a fucking rabbit.
And all of a sudden, he's like a gourmet, like a woodland chef.
He's a survivalist.
Exactly.
He's like, he should have his own show on Discovery, like Naked and Afraid or something like that, or rabbit survival in the wood. Like, I don't know.
Man,
Fuck him.
you can tell we haven't done this in a while. Your dog is reacting to our loudness.
Yeah.
He is not happy.
It's not just us. My dog barks at every fucking thing under the sun up there. Like, if I had to actually I tried to put black poster board over our back doors to try to block his view of things, so he'd try to cut down his barking somewhat.
Is it because he would see a rabbit?
It very well could have been a rabbit. So he does say, Billy, I will say this, Billy does call him as bullshit. Billy does say something along the line, a rabbit, how could you even catch rabbit? So I will say they at least kind of call themselves out on that, but still, it's stupid. AC Slayer mentioned that he did see, a cabin, and suggested they should go check it out because they need to stay warm, and Sunny needs to put her foot up, rest her foot. So they're like, oh yeah, that's a good idea, all right, let's go.
Because they're just in the middle of the fucking woods.
Yeah. So they all arrive at the cabin, and after some bullshit, some grab ass or whatever, they eventually go inside, and it's about fucking time that they arrive. Because keep in mind, we're at 52 minutes into this snooze fest. 52 minutes, and for the most part, nothing has fucking happened.
Nothing.
We've had story time, which still isn't over. We're gonna get more stories ahead. We've had dumbass blame comedy attempts, a racist janitor, and lots of driving around.
We did have Gary Busey, but
that's
that was
the
like
only
maybe
thing.
8 to 9 minutes.
That was 5 minutes of that. But yeah, so 52 minutes, they finally arrive at the goddamn cabin. While the group looks around, the cabin, like I said, the cabin is completely empty, so I don't know what they're going around looking at because there's nothing there. We do get shots of Big Jer sitting on his bed, fidgeting with his wooden horse toy.
Yeah, they do show that, these guys might have been trappers back in the day, because they do show a bear trap or a...
I was going to come to... Yeah,
okay,
that comes up eventually. You're right. Yeah, because Billy finds some blood on the floor.
Yeah.
And they think it's animal blood because
they see...
like, oh, look, there's
old traps.
Yeah, there's bear traps hanging on the wall.
Wildlife traps, those snap
bear
clothes
traps.
Yeah.
Snap trap. So the group goes about getting ready to buckle down for the night. Johnny and Kate go out to gather firewood. While they're out, Kate tells Johnny that she's preggers. And we skip back to the whole group together, gathered around a campfire outside the cabin, which is weird because they say, hey, there's a fireplace in here, but yet you're outside. I don't know. It's weird. Why would they be outside anyway? And this is where Billy's douche meter goes way up. His pretentious asshole just goes screw roof because he starts reading this horribly shitty pretentious poem that he wrote.
To his defense, he didn't suggest that he read it. It was his girlfriend who said he needs to read his poem. Now he doesn't say, "Oh no." He
jumps at a chance. He's like, no, I'm not.
Wouldn't you, Marshall, like to express your feelings through the written word at a campfire amongst your friends? Don't tell me you wouldn't jump at the opportunity.
Oh boy, I don't know, man. But
I don't think you would. I don't think you'd ever write down your feelings ever. You're like the most like trying to get a feeling out of you is trying to get blood from a turnip. This is a man who keeps his feelings deep.
So anyway, after the horrible poem, Heidi goes inside to change her clothes while being spied on by Jeremiah. She looks up and screams at the sight of something. Everyone rushes inside. Turns out it was just a mouse.
The tiniest
of mice.
Goddamn little cute dormouse you've ever seen.
Yeah, it is.
It's an adorable little thing.
Slayer just picks it up and places it outside. I'll take it outside. He places it right down outside the door. But what they don't see is Jeremiah standing right there on the other side of the door.
He places it through the door. He doesn't look on the other side, but he puts it right by the shoes.
Yes, you see Jeremiah's shoes standing there. Lurking outside the window.
Real quick. Jeremiah.
Yeah.
7 years old, 8 years old when his mom dies.
Yeah.
33 years later, he's got shoes. He's got clothes.
Yeah. I can just assume, missing people, maybe he's taking off the people he's killed.
Oh, yeah. Or his dad. His dad died, but, his dad...
Like, dad would have had clothes somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks for helping me close that loop.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad I could help you there.
Yeah.
Slater and Heidi, Slider. I don't know. Slater and Heidi go out for a walk in the woods while the others hang out back in the cabin. all snug up in their sleeping bags talking. Johnny tells some urban legend ghost story. This is where we get this is story time number like 5 now. I don't know, I've lost count, but this is the one that really grinds my gears.
Are we turning this into an anthology?
It might as well be.
Because we have like the story of the creepy people at the gas station, and now we have the story of Jeremiah and his family, you know, and that whole story.
Yeah.
And now we have the story of Empty Man.
Of the Empty Man.
Empty Man.
And it's, again, just a whole bunch of nothing fucking happening, just more time-wasting bullshit with these stories. But the story about this one is like, all the other ones, it was just them telling it. But for some reason, this one, the filmmakers decided to show whole cutscenes of this story being told. Like, what? Like, I'm so pissed. Like, this is what they waste time and money on to film this? Like, why? Why waste time on, why waste money and film on this show? You can spend that time, money, and film on maybe, I don't know, actually showing a kill, being better there. Why are we wasting our time and visuals on a story that doesn't pertain to this movie at all?
Give the money to those ladies so they can show some titties.
Yes! Or, you know, I know they haven't played up, but hell, you say, yeah, I heard, you know, the urban legend that there's this kid named Jeremiah who lived in these woods.
Yes!
Showed Jeremiah killing some other people throughout the 33 years.
Yes!
But no, who the fuck cares about the Empty Man? Some EMT who went crazy and killed people. It has no bearing on this goddamn movie. Why are you wasting our time showing it us?
Dude, you make a great point. Just tell the story of Jeremiah in the woods.
You have 33 years that passed between this show. You can show something there.
That's a perfect way of doing it, because it ties it back into where you are and the killer that's literally beneath your feet.
Yeah. Yes.
God damn it. So do you want to talk about the Empty Man?
Do you want to?
I'm gonna do a brief thing because I kind of.
Go ahead.
Honestly, I want to see
It's a better. I will say it is a better story. Like, it would be a better movie.
Their story is way better than the movie.
Although it is kind of.
It's
kind of similar to Old 37.
I mean, it's kind of hacky, whatever.
It's
but
hacky,
you know,
but it's very similar to Old 37.
But well,
in a way.
In a way. And
In a way.
This is so. It's
but go ahead. You want to talk? Go ahead. Talk
it's a
about
story of an EMT whose fiance dies because she couldn't get like an organ. I forget which one. She was, you know, she
say fucking kidney fraud.
She needed a new heart. She needed a new kidney, something like that, and she couldn't. You know, she was on the donor list, couldn't get a donor. So he's an EMT, and whenever he would come up to a crash scene or something, he would look at the ID first, and if they were a donor, he would let them live. But if they were not a donor, he would fill it out, say they were a donor, and then inject air into their bloodstream, causing an air embolism and their heart to stop. So, not a bad story, kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And then he gets, you know, I think he gets caught. Anyway, they go on and on about he killed 27 people, and when they go back to his place, they find that he cut out the hearts of all 27 victims and had them floating in a formaldehyde tank.
Yeah.
And I did like they said, well, at least he's not a heartless killer.
Yeah.
But they show cutscenes of them showing up to a wreck site.
Yes.
Of injecting air
They
into
took
people.
time and money to show, like, make a wreck. They had a car flipped upside down.
Yeah,
like,
bloody
everywhere,
people lying
victim
around.
lined up. Like, this is what they spent their money on instead of spending money on the actual movie that matters.
And it looked good. I mean, not great, but
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like you said. They booked time at a studio. They got a car. They put money into this.
Yeah. And I think they gave it more thought than this story, because, like, the Empty Man, like, EMT, empty man, and his soul was empty.
And when he
with the loss of his wife,
he was caught by the polilis, he said, "I just feel empty inside."
Yeah.
Cool story.
Yeah,
I kind of
right,
like it.
Yeah, so much better than what they did. Like, it makes it so much more infuriating to watch the rest of the
But
movie.
it's just so weird that they shoved this 5-10 minute scene in to this movie that has nothing to do with their journey.
You know what I would have liked, though? What would have been cool? You know what? Remind me when we get to the end of this movie, because I don't want to say anything now because it'll give away spoilers. But so remind me when we get to the end to come back to this.
Oh, okay. All right.
So anyway, after the story time cuts, they chat some more. Billy says some more pretentious bullshit. It all sucks. You cut back to Heidi and Slater laying on a blanket. she tells some depressing story.
Another
about how
fucking dark story.
Another story about how her father died in the woods or something like that, or
Like
killed himself or something.
He had like
bullshit.
terminal cancer and he committed suicide,
Yeah.
and she found his body
Yeah.
out in woods very similar to this.
Yeah. And I just wrote at this point, God damn, this movie's so fucking boring.
But they're going deep with it. Like,
yeah, they're trying to. I guess it's supposed to be like her acting. Like this is her Emmy reel. This is her submission to the Emmys.
they
or something
do
like
this
that.
for like every character throughout the whole fucking movie. It's just like it's this exposition dump, but it has nothing to do with the actual story.
Yeah, none of it comes back into anything at all. Slater gets up to go get something, I guess, and he leaves. He's like,
He goes
I'm
to
out here.
piss.
Is that what it is?
He goes, he's like, there's a lot of things I can control. I can't control my bladder. I'll be
Okay.
right back.
All right, and he just leaves her in the wood.
Yeah.
So now there's a shot of Jeremiah lumbering through the woods like Bigfoot, and then right back to Heidi, who is now asleep. And all of a sudden, this is fucking weird. Like several hands just come erupting up through the ground beneath her and like grab her while she screams. And then she wakes up. Like, so now we're having a very like Nightmare on Elm Street moment, or like some like evil. I don't know. Like I don't know why I think Evil Dead. I guess just woods and weird shit.
Ugh.
But what? Why is this up in the movie? What the fuck is happening?
Maybe a Poltergeist moment.
Yeah, like I don't.
Hands coming out. At least they weren't like putting fingers up.
Yeah,
her
they
butt.
weren't finger banging her.
You guys
Trying to
haven't
shove
seen...
that chicken wing up her ass.
Yeah. There's a Poltergeist tie-in.
Man, I just love if it was like Gary, if the hand that came out of the ground was wearing like a powder blue suit. And it was Gary was like,
Gary Busey.
let me shove that chicken wing up your ass.
You need this as a suppository.
This will take your depression away.
So yeah, it's this flash scene of hands coming out, and then what?
Yeah.
Whatever.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Then she wakes up. Nothing happened. So why is that there? Because it's not like the jump scare doesn't even make sense for this movie because nothing in this movie has been paranormal or like people coming back from the dead. It makes zero. It doesn't. It's not like Jeremiah. It's not like she dreamt of Jeremiah like coming out from behind a tree and killing her. That would make more sense than this. Like again, nothing connects. Like they just nothing does.
Nothing connects.
So there's where was I? So she wakes up gasping and she hears someone walking up behind her and places a hand on her shoulder. Of course, she thinks it's AC Slater. She turns to kiss the hand, but she looks up and sees that it's Big Jer standing there. And before she can scream, he snaps her neck. She's dead. And
How far away did AC Slater go to piss?
it must have been really fucking far.
How far away did he go to piss?
I don't know.
Because really, if I'm telling someone I gotta go take a piss, I'm taking like 20 steps max.
You're going just far enough to be maybe out of line, just far enough away that you know it's not like the
and
pee.
far enough away that you don't smell my pee.
Yeah, it's not like you're going like a quarter mile away.
Yeah.
You're going like maybe 20, 30 feet. Just find a big enough tree just out of just that. There's that you get the feel, you have that feeling for it. You feel it's just that bubble, that politeness bubble.
Stone's throw away.
Yeah,
like I could still whip a baseball and hit you.
Like if you're behind a tree, you could peel out behind a tree and you'd still have visual sight of her.
Yes.
Like that. Yeah, 100% agree with you. That's kind of I would agree with that. So where was I? I'm sorry. He snaps her neck and at this point I had my notes. Like, I need to clarify. I'm calling him Big Jer, but we already talked about he's really not. He's not that big. I just call him Big Jer. Cut to Deputy Kevin. Now he's driving around trying to find his way out to the cabin, and then right back to Slater, who has returned to Heidi. He lays down next to her because she's just laying there all peaceful on the blanket, and he starts kissing on her and feeling her up. And it takes him a few moments to realize that she's actually dead. So a little bit of necrophilia going on there.
I kind of love this part. Because when he discovers that she's dead, you see that her head's been completely twisted around to the other side of her body. And when he's feeling up on her, he's feeling on her back and butt instead of her boobs and her
No, because
crotch.
she's laying on her back. He's feeling her stomach. And I think he doesn't feel like he's
you
breathing.
must have completely missed this because her head has been twisted all the way around. Because when he's feeling on her, he's like, what the fuck he's feeling? And he's like, realizes it's her butt he's touching and her head's been turned all the way around. Her head's been twisted 180 degrees.
I must have missed it.
And so
I guess maybe because I guess she's wearing a midriff shirt, so I thought her exposed back. I thought was her.
Her body is
her
her body is face down, but her head's been turned around, so it's facing up. Okay. So her head's been completely twisted around, and he gets up. He's like, "Oh my god!"
I missed that. I did miss that then.
But the whole time this is happening, dude, he's saying kind of like cheesy lines like, "You look so beautiful.
Yeah.
I wish I could kiss you right now, but you're sleeping." And the actress starts to smile.
Does she?
She starts.
I missed that.
She's smiling. She's. I know.
I guess off camera she wants that AC Slater.
And the reason I looked at this is because you mentioned last week about one of the kills. People
the key
breathing.
stab. Yes, the key stab.
Who's breathing still. Yeah. So I was like, okay, this is her laying here. I'm going to see if she starts breathing. Oh, shit, she started smiling.
Man, she wants an AC Slater dick. She wants to get Bay-sided or something. I don't know.
Beware the Bayside. She wants to get taken to the max.
Oh boy. So, yeah. So he once he realizes she's dead, he kind of takes off running back to the cabin, and that's where we cut to now. And the rest of the group, they're all still awake, and still being boring. Billy goes outside to write more of his crappy poetry because he was hit by inspiration, so he had to go outside to not write. I was like, I had to go write just something. He went out. They say this in the movie. He goes to create, and again, when somebody says, "Oh, he's gonna go create," you know they're pretentious, pompous bastards, and you just want to slap them. I'm sorry, that bothers me. It's douchey. That's douche talk.
Yeah,
like,
it is douche talk, but he's got a cool sweater.
Jesus Christ. He does not have a cool sweater. So he goes outside to write down more of his crappy poetry. And this is where he finds like these cellar/storm shelter doors.
Yeah, he finds some storm doors, that
and then they kind of like they're in the ground. You open them up, like
the kind you see in the movie Twister when they're like, "Oh, quick to the shelter!" and they open up the doors, the
old
storm doors,
living.
and they run into the cellar. It's like a storm, like a bunker kind of thing. Yeah.
So he opens them up, and of course he heads down inside to check it out. And he finds himself down in Big Jer's lair. While he's snooping around, Big Jer starts to slowly creep down the stairs towards him. Billy finds the crack in the floor. And I did find this kind of funny. He has his joint with him the whole time. So he takes a big puff of it, and then he basically shotgun. He blows the smoke up through the crack in the floor, which is right in front of
his
Sonny's
girlfriend's face.
Yeah, so
she's sleeping and inhaling weed, and he thinks this is the funniest thing in the fucking world.
Yeah. Where was it? So upstairs, Johnny now wakes up, and keep in mind, Johnny and Billy, I get these two fuckers, they're practically interchangeable. One's the douchey guy, the other's just kind of Billy's the douchey guy, I swear. Johnny is just like
a guy.
He has like zero personality, like anything. He is like the epitome of Mr. Average.
He's not AC Slater.
He's not AC Slater.
He's not a douchey,
poet.
At least it's something.
Yeah.
He's just
there. There's nothing defining about this guy whatsoever.
He's a plain t-shirt.
Yeah, exactly. Plain white tee. Plain white tee, Johnny. Johnny wakes up, not seeing Slater or Heidi. He decides to get up and go look for them. He heads outside the cabin. We go back to Slater running out in front of Deputy Kevin's car.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, okay.
That murder, AC Slater finds that, the chick is dead.
Yeah.
And he goes running off.
Yeah.
And running. And running. And running. And running. How fucking far away is he from the cabin?
Yeah.
And is he running back towards the cabin? We don't know, because he's running through the fucking forest forever.
You would think he'd run back to the cabin to get the other.
Well, here's the thing. I'm thinking, okay, if you're going to be sleeping outside, you might be sleeping, again, like we were talking, stone's throw away. Not that far away from the cabin.
Yeah.
Close enough that you can get to it pretty soon because it's a fucking cabin.
Or at least keep it in eyesight.
Yes.
Because you're out in the middle of the fucking woods you've never been in before. You don't know where you're at. And it's nighttime now.
It's running they show him running and running and running and running. I'm like, how fucking far away is this asshole?
Yeah, that's a great point.
I'm just like, the spatial awareness of this movie is so fucked up.
Yeah.
They can't even make it relatable.
No, that's a great. I should have grabbed that, but that's a great point. I'm glad you bring it up because
why is this guy running a 5K from the murder scene to the cabin?
Yeah, and the thing is, he doesn't even go back to the cabin. He runs out to the road and runs to the Deputy Kevin, which is another fucking weird ass thing. Because if I found a friend, my girlfriend dead or someone I came to, I'd run back to my group like, holy shit, guys, what the fuck? She's dead. We gotta figure this out. Or we gotta get out of here.
We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
We need help.
Yeah, not why. Jesus Christ. If anything, it makes him look more suspicious. Like, he ran away instead of to go get help. Anyway, so Kevin hops out of his car. I'm really gonna shorten this scene because it's stupid. Basically, it's like they argue like, "Hey, I need help." Oh, whoa, who? And Kevin's like, "Oh, who are you?" Blah blah blah. And it goes back and forth. It ends up with Kevin whacking AC Slater over the head with like his nightstick and knocking Slater out cold.
Because he dies for his gun.
Yeah, for some reason Slater's like, because Kevin wasn't like listening to him. He's like, "I need your help. She's dead. And Kevin's like, whoa, calm down. Why do I know you're not? Blah, blah, blah. I don't know who you are.
What's going on?
So Slater's like, you're not. Slater's like, he's not helping me fast enough. So again, he must be deluded because he can think he's fast. He must think he's the Flash because if he thinks he's fast enough to chase down a rabbit, he also thinks he's fast enough to grab a cop's gun before he can get caught doing it. Like, what the fuck? And keep in mind, when this is happening, they're like 6 feet. It's not like he's like right next to the cop. They're like 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
They're social distancing. And and he makes a lunge for the cop's gun, and Deputy Kevin just like whacks him over the head with a nightstick, knocks him out cold. So
and I love it. I do like Deputy Kevin going, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, what the fuck was that? Yeah, that was the one. That's one of the few funny moments too.
You got any more beers?
We might have. There might be a beer or two in the old fridgeroo.
All right,
you
cool.
want me to pause this real quick? We'll take a little pause We're gonna take a pause for a beer break.
Pee breaks and beer breaks.
That's right. Pee breaks and beer breaks.
We gotta pee from time to time, folks.
It happens. Can't control that. But anyway, meanwhile, Johnny finds Heidi's dead body in the woods, and he takes off screaming for Slater. He's like, Slater. Well, it's Lehman, but it's Slater.
It's Slater.
It's Slater. He slows down to a walk, and maybe if he didn't slow down, his stride would have taken him over this, but he slows down at the very wrong time because he takes the very next step. He steps into a fucking bear trap, and he screams out for help. His screams wake up Katie and Sonny, who were asleep in the cabin.
And this part drives me nuts.
Yeah, well, the part he's talking about is because Katie tells Sonny that he heard Johnny screaming, and she tells...
Stay put.
Yeah, she's like, you stay here, I'm going to go find him.
Because if I hear my fucking girl out in the woods going, "Oh, God, there's a bear trap on my foot," I'm going to go, "Marshall, wake up. We got to go save my girl. Come with me." But it doesn't happen. She says, "Hey, no, you stay here. I got this," screaming for bloody murder life kind of good situation.
100% agree with you on that. But I will say the only thing I'll say about this that maybe that you're forgetting because you remember Sonny.
Yeah.
She's supposed to have a twisted ankle. She's hurt.
Yeah.
So that would make sense for her to say, "You know what? Stay here. You're hurt. You're going to be more of a liability for me out there. So you can't really run and keep up. Just stay here."
I agree, but they never show them taking care of the ankle.
100%. You're right on that.
They never show like putting the ankle up, icing the ankle.
It's a great point because Slater specifically says the whole reason they need to go to the cabin is we need to be warm, and we got to put Sonny's ankle up. We got to rest her ankle.
They show her sitting in the fireside, no problem, hanging
by the
out.
fireplace, and it's sleeping back. Her legs always, it's never raised. It's
never talk about it again.
There's not a splint on it. It's nothing. Ignore that fact from here on out. So yeah, you have a point there, but that's I don't know. I'm playing devil's advocate. So anyway, Kate is out. She goes out and finds Johnny and tries to pry open the bear trap with like a stick.
Yeah, she finds him, flopping on the ground, and she grabs the smallest twig you possibly
It's
grab.
so tiny. It's like there's no way this thing is gonna work.
I was actually kind of like chuckled at this. I think they'd show it like he'd go, "What the fuck you doing with that?"
Yeah, you would think so. It's like, no, bitch, get a bigger stick. That ain't gonna work.
You need a proper branch, not a twig, but whatever.
So we cut back to Sonny in the cabin, and she looks over at the door and sees Big Jer entering the cabin while carrying Billy's dead body like out in front of him at full arm's length. Like he's holding a stinky, poopy baby at arm's length. He's holding this dead limp body, which would be fucking impossible at that angle.
It was because of the sweater.
Yeah, it's that sweater.
The sweater's so tacky.
It's too douchey. So much douchiness. I can't stand it. And he throws Billy's body at Sonny, and it practically lands on top of her. She scrambles out of her sleeping bag. We cut back outside where Johnny and Kate hear Sonny screaming. They look over and see Big Jerry's shadow pass, like his silhouette pass over the window. And then we just hear Sonny screaming.
And like then, some sound effect.
It's really like you barely hear it. I didn't even. Aaron heard. I didn't hear. All I heard was you hear screams and then
something happened. Like
the
slipped on a banana peel.
The screams just stop, and then we see Big Jer exit the cabin. Kate frantically tries to get the trap off of Johnny, but she can't. Big Jer grabs a pickaxe. It just so happens to be laying in the yard right there, just laying on the ground.
Sure.
Picks it up, head towards Johnny and Kate. Johnny tells Kate to run, but she doesn't.
She pulls a Dolly Parton, and she stands by her man.
She does stand by her man. And what she get in return for that? She gets a pimp slap from hell.
From hell!
From hell! To her face, which sends her off the screen. Completely off the screen.
I love the fact that you call it a pimp slap from hell.
Yes.
This makes me think of like the Godfather if he was part Undertaker.
Yes. Or if like, JBL had to close that. If JBL was mixed from with, hell. If JBL was mixed with we had the Godfather. Instead, he was the rich stock market. JBL was the Godfather instead. Yes. And he had a white pimp. He would have the pimp slap from hell. Fucking love it.
Because she goes flying off screen.
Off screen completely.
Just slap. Gone.
See ya, bitch. So, oh my god. All right, where was I? Okay. Jeremiah swings the pickaxe down at Johnny and gets him like in the left pectoral muscle, and Johnny's dead. He's
seemingly dead.
Yeah, seemingly dead. We cut back to the sheriff's station where Deputy Kevin has Slater locked up in a holding cell. And Slater's trying to convince Kevin about what happened and tells Kevin that, we need to go back for the others, that I'm not the killer, that they're in danger, we have to go.
And this isn't a horrible scene. It's really not that bad. Because
it's not that bad.
The reason I think it's not horrible is because Deputy Kevin basically just says, whoa, this is a small town. Things like this don't happen here. I need time to think.
Yes.
And it makes sense.
This is one of the few logical things. Yes. It does make sense.
It's because he basically says, I don't know how to handle this. Give me a second.
Yeah, if I haven't said it before now, I'm going to say it here. Deputy Kevin may be like the most logical, realistic,
relatable
character in this movie. Despite all the failed comedy relief scenes he's in, but still, like, his actions are the most logically thinking.
And it kind of makes sense.
Makes sense, yes.
Yeah, it's just like this is a horrible murder that may have taken place, but you're not sure because this guy died for your gun. You can't you believe him, but you can't trust him. So yeah, you're gonna say, "Let me cuff your hands and take you out," which I think is coming up.
Yeah, that's coming up.
But yeah, it makes sense.
So we cut back to Kate, who is now down in Jeremiah's lair, sitting on his bed with her wrist all bound and like tied up by like rope or string or something. And she looks over and sees Jeremiah standing there just a few feet away, just looking at her. And she asks him like, "Why are you doing this?" And we get a flashback to the opening of the movie because we need this now. We need more cutscenes because we're as an audience, we're fucking idiots who don't remember the beginning of the movie.
Well,
and the mom is like telling Jeremiah that they don't mix with the outside world, that no one knows they're here, and nobody ever will know they're here.
This idiot is curious. Are we supposed to believe now that the Kate character resembles the mother?
My God, that's what they're going for? I fucking hope not.
In some way, shape, or form.
Because she looks nothing like the mother.
Doesn't look like her.
It's like they don't even have the same hair. Kate's blonde. The mother would have like
brunette,
dark brown, almost black hair.
The mother's dressed like a goddamn
Puritan.
Amish Puritan.
Yeah, an Amish Puritan.
And this chick's wearing modern day for 2001 modern clothes. Yeah. And what are we going for? Because it's like, is he just picking a woman for object as affection? Why didn't Stoney make it? Why didn't Big Tits McGee?
And honestly, Kate, if we're going for an object of his affection, like Kate's the least attractive girl in the movie.
I would agree.
Heck, Heidi and Sonny are by far more attractive than Kate.
I thought Sonny was fucking smoke show.
Yeah, and Heidi, I thought
she's stony.
I like nice Heidi, tits. But she's cute, redhead. She got a great buy and nice rack on her.
That's your
Which
type.
you see, by the way, you do see her rack in Halloween Resurrection.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your type of gal. But me, I like the stony one.
Yeah.
That's my stony.
You like the stone girl.
I like the stony one because she's gonna be fun.
I don't know. Heidi was a fucking stripper, so
Well, a bikini
bikini dancer.
bikini dancer.
So I don't know. I hope that's not what they're going for, because if it was, it does not link up well. It doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
it's ham-fisted.
Yeah.
You know, they're just trying to shove this into like, oh, he sees his mother in her, because that's what the impression I'm getting.
The only thing I'm thinking of looking at my notes and the things is that the line that, again, I might be reading too much into this, is that he's killing, obviously he's killing her and these people because the mom says no one will ever know we're here, so he has to kill these people to keep them from telling other people that he's there, because to keep his mom's promise that no one will ever know we're here. I don't know if that's it or not. I might be reading more into that than I'm giving this movie more credit than it deserves.
Yeah.
But anyway, we go back to Slater and Kevin. At this point, Kevin agrees to take Slater back to Kevin, but insists on keeping Slater handcuffed, as you said a moment ago. Now we go right back to Kate, and Jeremiah. Jeremiah cuts off the ropes that are binding her wrist, and she starts asking just like a string of questions, all to which Jeremiah just remains silent through. He doesn't say anything.
You got this guy kind of you convince him enough to cut the bindings on your hand, and she's trying to like find a way out. She's trying to find.
She's asking the questions. Which I don't blame her. Like, okay, why are you doing this? What's going on? Why blah blah blah?
Can I go check on
like,
Johnny?
If you're not, but again, like I don't know if it's just like a King Kong, Fay Ray type of thing,
right.
Like, you're my new
pet,
love object. You're my pet. You're my. I'm like,
or is this a motherly thing?
Yeah, like you don't know here,
because he starts coming towards her.
Yeah, and and rightfully she thinks, she's like, oh my god, ah! She starts screaming like he's gonna kill her, but he might be like, I just wanted to give you a hug or something,
or if we want to get real dark,
or give you my little Jeremiah,
because. The last thing Jeremiah saw happen to his mother was be raped, and so maybe he's like, I need to rape you now.
That's what love is, right? Love is rape. Right? So that's how I convey love.
We don't exactly know.
You don't know.
We don't know. We don't find out.
No, you don't.
We don't find out, because what happens, Marshall?
Because what happens is Big Jerry backs her in the corner, and that's when Johnny fucking pops up behind Jeremiah and hits Jeremiah in the back with a pickaxe, embedding it in Jeremiah's upper back, and he drops to the floor like a fucking bag of potatoes.
He's still alive. But
what's fucking insane about this scene is that his ankle is fucking shredded. It's mutilated. It's gone. Like, you get stuck in a bear trap, you ain't walking on that.
He was able to take get his ankle trapped by a bear trap.
Yeah.
A pickaxe to the chest.
Yes. Get out of said bear trap.
Get out of said bear trap and get the pickaxe, open it up, like, creep down the stairs.
So what he does is, I don't know the order. He opens up the bear trap, takes the pickaxe out of his chest, and then somehow managed to gingerly, like a ninja, sneak down the stairs.
Because they show a person sneaking down the stairs.
A close up of not just him, not like his face, but like he's struggling down the stairs. Like, oh, I gotta do this. No, they show a close up of his feet, like gingerly, one step at a time, tiptoeing downstairs on an ankle that is, for the most part, shredded hamburger. Like, shouldn't even be able to stand on it. But somehow he's doing it. And then he surprises Jeremiah like a ninja, like, ha! With the pickaxe in the back. Drops Jeremiah to the floor. Johnny and Kate rush out of the cabin, but they don't make it very far before...
They don't get too far.
No, because Johnny collapses to the ground again from his fucked up ankle. And
now his ankle's fucked.
Yeah. We see Big Jer exit the cellar. He stalks over to them.
And this part, this scene where Johnny's running out and he collapses and Kate's there. It's the lighting. It looks convincing because Johnny looks like he's fucking pale.
See, I didn't see that. Now I may have looked away or wasn't paying enough attention, but I didn't see what you're seeing.
I don't know if it was actual makeup or dumb luck or the lighting. I don't know, but he looks bad. He doesn't look good.
I'm going to chalk up to lighting and dumb luck for this movie.
I mean, I was actually surprised. I was like, wow, they actually put in the effort to make it look like he's pretty much fucking done for, because she still looks full of life. So I think it was an actual good choice. I think they purposely did this.
Maybe. I'd like to think so, but I'm thinking it was just a fluke. But anyway, Johnny...
Hey, I'm just trying to throw him a bone.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Johnny tells Kate to run, and this time she does. She learned from that one pimp slap was because she learned her lesson.
Jeremiah's coming at him, and he's like, "Go, go." She's like, "I'm not gonna leave you." He's like, "Go." She's like, "Oh, bitch, we've been here before."
Like, I ain't getting that backhand again. I learned my lesson.
Fine, but she waits to the last second, man.
She does.
She waits to the last second.
Yeah, she does. So she does take off running. Jeremiah looks down at Johnny, but besides, like, well, he's not a threat. He's just like, he ain't a threat.
Yeah, because you know how much of a threat Johnny is?
Not much. He's nothing.
He feebly grabs his leg.
I love this. So, yeah.
He, like, hugs his leg like a little kid would hug his dad's leg.
like, don't go, Daddy.
Yeah,
but then, here's what I think happened. I think in that millisecond as he grabbed Jeremiah's leg, Johnny realized that, oh, shit, Kate's pregnant. And then he had, like, this vision in his head of, like, him sitting on the couch, like, in a tank top with a beer gun, and, like, a kid jumping up and down on the couch. And I'm like, Daddy, 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 Daddy. And he's like, fuck it. And he just let go, like, oops. Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, no, he broke her leg. Run, baby. Run. He got away from me. Oh, no. I think that's what happened. Because I think he just let go. Accidentally let go. Quote, unquote, let go. We're both dads. We both love our kids very much.
We love our kids very much. But Jesus Christ.
So
it's like because he kind of does.
It looks like.
He kind of holds him. Goes.
Oh no. Okay.
You're not. You're too.
All right. So anyway, Jeremiah then.
He's talking after Kate.
Yes.
He's got the pickaxe.
He takes the pickaxe and he throws it at Kate. The pickaxe, like, end over end, goes in and hits her square in the back, killing her instantly. She's dead before she hits the ground.
But motherfucker, it doesn't. It does not. When he throws that axe, you can see it because they show it's a pretty cool looking shot. You see Johnny reaching up, you see the waist of Jeremiah walking, and you see Kate in the distance, and you see him throw the pickaxe, and it goes end over end over end. He throws it with one hand.
Yeah, now, he doesn't throw it like two hands overhead. It's like his
right hand.
One hand.
End over end, and it goes just a bit outside. just to, like, reference Major League.
Yeah, good old Bob Uecker.
It's very clearly way off to the right, and it lands around her feet. But they cut to a scene of her with a pickaxe in her back, flying to the air, crashing to the ground.
You see, I missed that. I must have been looking down when I missed that, but at the same time, I fucking love it.
When I saw that, I was like, okay, he missed.
Yeah.
When I see him throw it, I'm like, okay, he missed. He's going to stalk after her and kill her with the hand. Something's going to happen. But no, the next scene is her flying down the ground with a pickaxe. I'm like, holy shit, that's lazy as fuck.
Yeah, well, is it lazy? Let me ask you this, though. Is this possibly on the level of, like, Swamp Ape, where it's like Andy Kaufman-esque genius bad? Where, like, maybe they love, because earlier you said you saw Heidi smiling when she was supposed to be dead.
She was.
So maybe did they make a choice to leave these bad things in?
I don't know, man, because I watched Swamp Ape not too long ago.
You watched what?
I watched Swamp Ape like a month ago. And bro, it was fantastic. Genius. just genius.
If you haven't watched Swamp Ape, go watch Swamp Ape, guys. Do yourself a favor.
No, I don't think this was a choice. I think this was just being lazy. Really lazy. It's like, oh, I gotta edit this and really cut. Like, we have to shoot this scene again. Oh, Jesus. Fuck it. She got hit. She got hit in the left. Not only did she get hit, she got hit on the left upper part, which is completely diagonal of where she got hit.
So anyway, Kate's dead.
She's dead. Fuck it.
So then Big Jerry, he grabs Johnny and drags him over to yet another bear trap that happens to be open and ready in the front yard of this cabin.
Like, really close to the cabin.
Somehow everybody has managed to miss up until now.
No one saw this at all.
Yeah, and everybody's been running around outside and no one stepped in yet. But he drags him over to the other bear trap and forces him face first down into the bear trap, which snaps on his head, killing him and killing. So Johnny's dead.
And this isn't a bad shot because it's like you see him dragging him over to it. You see the bear trap, his face next to it. They cut to the back shot of him shoving him down. You hear the click, and then it shows his face.
Yeah,
in the bear trap.
It's probably the best done kill in this movie.
I would agree. Yeah.
So I was to that. So now that's just fucking crazy. We cut to the next morning when Kevin and Slater finally arrive back at the cabin. So what? Like, because so 12 hours have passed.
During all this time, we see Slater and Deputy Kevin riding in the car. They just cut scenes back and forth. He's like, it's going to get light soon. Where we at, boy?
Yeah.
It's going to get light soon. Where we at, boy?
Also keep in mind
it's going to get light soon. Where we at? It's like cut after cut after cut.
But seriously, but also keep in mind that when the group was at the cabin, not once did they ever go to sleep. So there was never like a time to, like, they went to sleep, time passed, and they wake up, and then the murder started.
Right.
They were awake this whole time. And then Slater was awake the whole time. So it's been like 12 hours or something like that since this shit's happened. And they're finally getting back to the cabin. How far out is this cabin? Like, the whole spatial like distancing in this movie is off. It makes no sense.
We've already talked about it.
Yeah.
Like how far away was Slater and his
people
girl?
Running and
People, like, their space awareness is so fucked up as well as their time.
Yeah.
You know, space and time are relative, and they're really stretching
really
it. They are.
Yeah, it makes zero sense. So anyway, they get back to the cabin, and they find like this blood and like bloody viscera stuff all over the place. And they go inside, and as soon as they enter, Big Jerry, who was like hiding behind the front door, like you know, they open the door and he's behind it so they can't see him. As soon as they walk in, and keep in mind, this is all done in like shadow and silhouette, so you never actually see the people on the screen or like their reactions. But as soon as they walk in, he hacks Slater in the back or like in the back of the head with the pickaxe.
Deputy Kevin turns the point.
First of all, Slater collapses dead on the ground instantly.
Done. And Deputy Kevin turns and points his gun.
He tries to get the gun. Gun raised. You're right, and then Big J Bullfrog here,
just fuck it,
just fucking pickaxe Kevin right in the head, and he dies. And like I said, this is all done in shadow. So like, what the fuck? You're telling me that your main character, your top billing, your big get for this movie, Mario Lopez,
Emlo
here, he dies basically off screen in shadow. It doesn't get a proper kill scene. I'm like, fuck that. Here's what I think happened. I think Mario Lopez got to this point in the film and it's like, fuck this movie. I'm out of here. He walked off set. So they're like, well, what do we do? We'll just get a stand-in and kill him in shadow. Because what the fuck? I've never seen a movie where the main character doesn't get a proper, like, death scene. Like, a proper send-off.
If the character's going to get killed.
Yeah.
Like, you got to make sure the character gets killed, except Tyra Banks. Tyra Banks in Halloween Resurrection.
We're going back to that one again?
Tying into this movie.
Yeah.
Who's, like, featured top billing on the poster. Everyone loves Tyra Banks. And she's making her fucking cappuccinos. And next thing you know, she's just dead.
Right, but...
They showed her dead body afterwards.
Right, but I will argue that, yes, she's a big name in that movie, but she was not the main character.
True.
Busta Rhymes is more of a main character than she was. She was there as a cameo, as a co-star, but she was not the main character.
She had
because
billing,
all the kids in the house were more of a main character than Tyra Banks was.
It's a good point.
Where in this, Mario Lopez is practically the entire movie.
He's
almost.
the main character.
Character, and he just gets just a half-ass, we're going to kill you in silhouette bullshit.
Maybe he said in his contract that he will not die. Like, his character will not die.
Oh, you think he has like a Vin Diesel contract?
Yes.
Where, if those of you don't know what I'm talking about, a Vin Diesel contract is every movie Vin Diesel's in, you can watch this and go back and look at, holy shit, I'm right about this. His contract states he can never lose a fight scene on film. That's in his contract. He can never lose. He might draw or the fight might get broken up, but he can never lose a fight scene on film. That is a Vin Diesel contract right there.
So stupid.
So fucking stupid.
Maybe Mario Lopez had the same thing. It's like, I will not die. So they said, okay, we're going to film you, and you're going to be the hero. You're going to save everyone.
Yeah, and remember, hey, Mario, you're done. Yeah. Your filming's done because you come and you did it. Go. And they sent Mario Lopez home. Like, they went sent back, and then like, all right, is he offset? He's gone. all right, bring in the body double, whack.
We're going to do a silhouette shot.
Seriously, I cannot fathom or understand this kill at all. But both him and Kevin just get whacked in shadow. And then that's it. And we cut to the shot of the crack in the floor again.
The eyeball.
And we see Big Jerry's bullfrog's eye looking up through the hole as this really tranquil, like, piano and violin music plays. It's really pretty. It's really weird.
I just realized you're going Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
Yes.
Jeremiah was
Thank you. I was like, is somebody going to pick up this? Yeah, Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Big Jerry bullfrog.
Was a good friend of mine.
Yeah. So,
never did understand a word he said, but he had some mighty good wine. Something like that.
we had a mighty fine time.
Oh, he had mighty fine wine.
Maybe, but we had a mighty fine time with that mighty good wine.
Oh, well.
I don't know. It's been, you know how many years it's been since I've heard that song?
I don't know, but I'm getting drunk.
I'm getting drunk too. Let's wrap this up. So, anyway, so the camera pans up from Big J Bullfrog's eye to one of the cabin windows, and then it crossfades to that shot we had at the opening where it's just Big Jerry laying down on the side in the darkness with that one little sliver of light, like highlighting his
like we saw in the opening.
One eyeball in the opening, and then he closes his eyes.
Like, I'm gonna rest.
I can sleep again.
He's had a busy week.
He's had a busy night, and he goes back to sleep. And we fade to black. Roll credits. That is cracking the floor, my guy. Everybody. That's it. Wow. So anyway, let's move on to this week's favorite kills.
Don't act like you didn't love it. Favorite kill.
So he had a real busy week. He had campers who came early. He killed it.
You know, we don't really know how much time passed between those campers and then the main group. It could have been 24 hours. We don't know how long that been.
It could have been 24 hours.
You know what? I'm sorry to interrupt, but you know what I realized? Okay, so the sheriff dies there, right?
Yeah.
And he hacks up the body's gone. But the previous couple that camp that we saw in the opening, their backpacks should have still been there. But never once do the new characters come in and say, hey, who do these backpacks belong to? There's stuff here. Where are these people at?
Unless Jeremiah he did some cleanup.
Maybe Jeremiah cleaned it up. But he did
keep his abandoned shack
tidy. But he did
tidy.
clean it up before the sheriff got there. And that was a long... So
True,
he left it there.
true.
So I don't think he did.
Because there was... not only was there a backpack on the floor, there were panties on the floor, too.
Yes. So that shit should have been there when our main group arrives and be like, whoa, there's panties and a backpack here. Where are these people at? They'd fuck that. There's a loophole right there. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but go on with your favorite kill.
Oh, my favorite kill. Okay. My favorite kill. I'm a little torn.
Really? I'm surprised at that.
The reason I'm torn is because after talking about it, because it was so spectacularly bad, it makes it my favorite.
Oh, you're talking...
Is the pickaxe flying through the air, landing on her right, like well beyond her right foot, but suddenly is in her left quadrant back as she falls and dies. It's so bad. It's so bad, Marshall. I literally thought, I'm like, okay, he tosses at her. He's going to start stalking after her. Obviously that's what's going to happen. Nope. It just cuts to her being dead. Brilliant.
Brilliant. Genius. Now, I'm laughing my ass. I love listening to you describe this, and it makes me want to like that better. But since I didn't see that when I was watching this, I was probably looking at my computer typing it when it happened. I can't witness that myself. I'm going to say my favorite kill is I'm going with
Bear trap?
Billy, yeah, the bear trap one.
The bear trap one. Because that's a decent kill.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the most well done kill in the movie.
And I will agree with that.
So I'm going bear trap.
It was just so
bear trap to the face.
So ridiculous. With
no, if had I seen that, I wish I would have noticed that. I might agree with you, but I can't right now. So I'll go bear trap to the face.
Fair enough.
All right, so there's our favorite kills this week. That brings us to this odds and ends.
Just when you thought it was over, here comes the odds and ends.
All right, where am I? There we go. Odds and ends. Ratings. IMDb gives it a 3.2 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, there is no official thermometer score, but it has a whopping 9% audience score.
Ooh.
9%. Keep in mind, last week's Legend of the Forest, Psychotic Forest Ranger had a 43% audience score. This has a 9. 9%.
And it's got Mario Lopez.
Yes.
It's got Emlo in it.
It's got Gary Busey.
Yes.
It's got the Buse. 9%.
That just shows you star powers and everything.
Not everything, but Amazon, this is another telltale sign for sure you're in bad.
3.5?
Less than 3. 2.7 out of 5. So it actually came in under 3 on Amazon, which is a rarity. Almost everything on lowest you see on Amazon is about 3, 3.5. Plot keywords. There are 15 plot keywords.
Ooh.
I wrote down
Floor?
5.
Is Flora one of them?
No. Well, not the ones I wrote down. But the ones I wrote down make this movie sound completely different than what it is. What it actually is. Instead of sounding like a horror movie, the plot keywords make this sound like a fetish bondage porn movie.
Let's hear it, baby.
Tied feet, rape, voyeurism, shower, and female nudity.
Tied feet.
I don't remember tied feet though.
I don't either.
Unless that's just, I don't know. Like, did we not see Kate's feet tied?
I mean, there was a shower scene.
There's a shower scene. There's definitely rape, voyeurism, him watching female nudity. But I don't remember tied feet. But
I don't remember tied feet.
But
either.
it's a plot keyword.
Huh.
So again, I was like, that makes it sound like a really.
Well, that's an inaccurate description of the movie then.
Well, even if you take that one, you got rape, voyeurism, shower, and female nudity.
Because I kind of come from the camp of Quentin Tarantino. I like feet. I wouldn't say I have a foot fetish. But
whoa! Let's back up and unpack this. Are you admitting right now that you're a feet guy? Are you a feet guy?
I do jerk off to feet.com.
What?
Yeah.
What? Whoa! Show over. Whoa! We're taking this in a whole new direction. You're telling me after 35 years of friendship, I'm just now finding out that you're a foot guy?
Not a Bigfoot guy.
Are you one of those freaks who have like weird like high heels hidden in your closet? You sniff and like jerk off. You rub your dick in like a high heel shoe or something like that?
No. I just like cute feet.
Do you have your wife give you like foot jobs?
No. My wife's here not for the like.
Oh, you don't like your wife's feet?
Like sandpaper. Goddamn things are like fucking Fred Flintstone feet. Jesus Christ.
Well, I hope she
It's
listens to this
like
episode.
She's driving the car with her goddamn feet. Those things are hard. Like, she's got fucking hobbit feet. Oh, I love her to
They're
death.
hairy too?
They're just strong, leathery feet.
Wow. I never knew you were a foot dude. Holy shit. Wow.
I don't get wrong. I don't go seek out foot stuff just for foot. I mean, well, I just like feet from time to time.
From time to time. You're a part-time foot fetish dude. You're a part-timer.
I would even say
Seasonal?
fair weather fan. Fair weather fan of feet. That's what I would say.
I don't even know where to go from here now. I don't even know what to do at this point. Okay, so, well, trivia, I don't got anything. I couldn't find anything on this one. Budget, I couldn't find anything either, unfortunately.
We found out some good Aaron trivia.
I found some great Aaron trivia. Holy shit, did I find some good Aaron trivia. Wow. So, anyway, we're just going to go straight to 5-star reviews.
At the end of this day, one shall stand, one shall fall.
Good versus bad. Right versus wrong. Light versus dark. In the end, when the dust settles, who will be left standing after Mortal Kombat combat?
All right, so there are 35 total reviews for this movie on Amazon. 22% are 5-star, with 36% 1-star. So very unbalanced. From David Spoonmore.
Spoonmore?
Spoonmore. Or Spoon-E-More, because it's Spoonemore.
Spoonmore of this bullshit.
Yeah. He just writes one word, scary. 5 stars.
Nope.
Yeah, nah. From Josh. This will have you laughing, and you could make this into a drinking game. 5 stars.
Not a drinking game.
Not a drinking game. You're gonna have to get
a drinking.
Yeah, double drinking
Drinking game.
Yeah, keep in mind, I'm writing these down verbatim from. I copy and paste these, so it's not like I'm like messing this up. A drinking game. From Film Pro. Oh, we got a real professional here. This movie, starring Mario Lopez, Tracy Scroggins, and Gary Busey, will scare the bejesus out of you. A group of hikers happen upon a seemingly deserted cabin out in the woods. Little do they know the unthinkable awaits them. A deranged and isolated man, Jeremiah, whose last contact with civilization came 33 years ago, sees them, stalks them, and ... Don't wait to see this exciting and horror-filled movie that is If You Dare.
No,
wait. ...
If this guy actually paid attention to the film, he'd realize that there were 22 cars at the bottom of a lake. So Jeremiah's had contact with people previously.
And somehow he taught himself to drive.
Maybe he pushed him.
Pushed him the entire way.
Him in neutral. That's how he got workout in.
I guess. That's how he was able to lift the sheriff off the ground with a pickaxe in one hand or whatever.
That make more sense.
From Shari Smith. I'll never understand the idiots who feel they need to blow it for others by spewing the details of a movie. Leave your ego off the computers and just a bit of info on why you like or dislike the movie. We have the option of watching trailers and making a choice whether or not to watch the movie. One viewer nearly relayed the entire movie details, in parentheses, moron. Some reviews are helpful to me insofar as whether the acting / plot was good or not. But in the end, I chose to make up my mind whether or not to watch a particular movie. Just saying. 5 stars. Doesn't even comment on the fucking movie at all. Just goes on a personal rant.
5 stars.
But 5 fucking stars.
5-star personal rant.
Yeah.
How many more of these you got?
Oh, I got this all mixed up. Hold on a second. That's not here. So, I got 1, 2, 3. I got 4, I think.
I hope they're short.
Some of them are. 2 are not. These are the 1-star reviews. Okay. So we're going to the opposite side of the coin. From Sharp. Terrible movie. Without revealing reasoning for the plot of this story movie, I'll go to the heart of it and say that it's a terrible movie. Bad acting from younger actors. The viewer knows what's going to happen, so there's not much sense in spending time on watching. Find a more entertaining Prime movie that you can learn something from and forget this one. Learn something from.
Learn something.
I would have rated 0 stars if they had been that low of a rating. One last bit of advice, since Halloween is coming up, don't go hiking in the woods either, in a large or small group without firearms and the intelligence to use them safely. They could save your life from the unknowns in the wild, and I'm not referring to other humans. 1 star.
Sounds like an NRA ad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I wrote that down. It goes in a totally different direction. It's like, what?
This guy goes on a
it's
second.
Like, oh, it's a terrible movie, but now let me go on my PSA about gun safety.
Well, let me tell you about the Second Amendment.
carry those guns with you when you go hiking in the woods alone.
Shit.
Yeah, so now you start. All right, from Nikita. Well, a stinker with Mario Lopez. Who would have thought? 1 star.
Fair enough.
The Savage Amazon. 6 minutes. All I could take of this. 1 star. Okay, now this is another, I think, rant one that is great. Alley Cat Riot. It starts off, sigh. You know, sometimes I wonder how films like this ever get made. I mean, I just could never understand how people can waste their time and money on a movie that sucks as much as this one did. Okay, let me be fair here and say that I'm sure there are people out there who enjoy this movie for some reason or another and have the same sense of humor as the writers of this movie, quote unquote, didn't have. This movie was just so horrible I can't emphasize it enough. Even if I had to write a movie based on a similar storyline, I would have done way better job and made a movie much more storyline. Wait, what? Much more interesting than it was. And I'm no director, so you don't have to take my word for it. But if you have some warped desire to see this movie because you don't trust my review, please do. And then come back on here and rate this movie like I did and say how much you hated it so I can say, I told you so. Obviously, though, there are people out there who like this movie, parentheses, hence the lack of my quote-unquote helpful votes for this review, parentheses. I stand by my review on this B-rated movie with little to offer even a half-intelligent viewing audience. Oh, great. There go my other helpful votes. 1 star.
Blah, 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 blah.
Someone's a little self-obsessed with her, I guess, ability to persuade other people through her reviews.
I got bored halfway through you reading it. I'm just like, okay, pretentious bitch. God damn it.
Well, I'm sorry I bored you so much.
Well,
Jeez.
what's her name?
Alley Cat.
Alley Cat can suck it.
Yeah. And last one from Doc Buddha, and then we'll wrap this up. This is probably the second worst movie I've ever seen. The first being The Hip Hop Witch, which we're going to have to look up now.
Oh.
The Hip Hop Witch.
Come Black History Month.
Come next February. Come February. Which I couldn't even stomach to watch all the way through. One weekend, there was a free weekend of Cinemax or Showtime or something, and this movie was on. I'm not sure why I watched all of it, but I did. What the heck is going on in this movie? There is no violence, very little language, and the quote-unquote drug use is a couple of teens smoking a joint for like 2 minutes. Oh, no! I think there's a flash of tatas, but it's not worth watching because this movie is so horrible. Whatever pansy wrote that it will scare the bejesus out of you is a... Okay, now it goes parentheses, ... parentheses, ... I challenge the douche to come over and watch some of the movies I have in my collection, ... Well, no, because they might get scared, have a heart attack, and then I'd have some explaining to do. Again, this movie, parentheses, ... parentheses, ... I could eat a bunch of laxatives, videotape the following foulness, and have a better movie than this. It shouldn't be labeled as horror, ... There should be just a quotation, parentheses, ... parentheses, quotation, category for crap like this. A crack in the floor, question mark. More like a crack in that, parentheses, ... parentheses, and this is what fell out. 1 star.
So, is this guy threatening other members of the horror community with he has such vile, disgusting, shocking movies that'll give him a heart attack, but he can't say the word ass?
Yeah,
he can't say shit or fuck. He has to do parentheses, ... parentheses. He can't say, like, he's like, more like cracking my... parentheses, ... He can't say, for a guy who has such shocking shit out there,
that's why I don't
can't
understand.
even say that.
That's why I don't get it, because like I've seen the emoji, like the ass. It's not even like the ass, emoji.
Yeah.
It's not really emoji, but when you parentheses, it's not like the parentheses a Y and the parentheses like for the boob or something.
Or even just
it's not even a dot. It just say ass. I don't know what the fuck he was going for, but it's so crazy. I can't pass this one up.
But I mean, even cartoon characters have like Cubert, for example.
Yeah, Cubert.
Do you remember the video game? Like when he got hit by the snake that jumped on him, it'd be like question mark,
like
asterisk,
the ads, like the
yeah,
squirrely,
basically signifying to
he's
the audience.
He's like
fuck.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even do that.
Yeah, like it's the weirdest thing. Like I don't know what this is crazy. I just had to write it down. I had to go with it.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it. So so we've had the good, the bad, and now so we're gonna wrap this up with our official.
You also had the Alley Cat Ugly. I think you gave her a microphone that she didn't need.
She did not. You're right. I probably shouldn't have given her that platform, but it was so crazy. I've never seen in all of the times we've done. I've never seen a review go on such a
self-indulgent,
narcissistic.
Yeah. It was all about her.
Yeah, it's like, my reviews aren't good enough. Well, then fuck you. But it's like, yeah. So I was like, that's insane. That's insanity.
Yeah, well, fuck that chick.
Fuck her. So yeah. Anyway,
I'm guessing it's a chick.
Alley Cat, of course, that's a chick. Anyway, Aaron, what? Let's wrap this up. We're going. So,
all right.
what you got? I have a feeling where you're going, but let's make it official. I'm
going to have to say so bad it's scary. Don't watch this movie. You don't need to. There's a fun scene with Gary Busey.
Yeah.
Why is he not in this movie more? It's interesting because there's names to this movie or people who have experience. So like like the sheriff. He's got a
Well, I wouldn't say he's a name, but he's got experience. Yeah.
He's got 100+ credits.
Yeah.
Mario Lopez is a big name. I mean, the guy did Access Hollywood or whatever. So like,
well, and then the one-armed gas station attendant was Rance Howard. He's got like 283 credits.
And even the rapist guy, one of the rapist guys, not the thick boy,
Yeah,
but
he's recognizable. I don't know. I can't remember his name.
I've seen him in a shitload of stuff.
Yeah, you definitely recognize him. He's one of those recognizable faces.
Character actor.
Yes,
he's a character actor.
Yeah, you would recognize him.
His character's always like a dirty shitbag.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, oh, it's that dirty shitbag from everything.
Yes, exactly. I did the same thing. Like, oh, I don't know his name, but I've seen that face.
So you have all these people doing a pretty decent, you know, like, they're putting in the work. They're trying. But, man, we never see the killer's face.
Yeah.
And it felt like,
I mean, that's common.
But it just felt like this was either you need to follow the story of Jeremiah or make it a true anthology. And like you tell the story because they're always telling fucking stories.
Too many storytelling.
They're always telling stories. If you're gonna go that route, have them on the trip to the cabin. Tell one story about the guy losing his nose and fingers, and then like showing cutscenes.
Show the entire story.
Then showing the empty man, showing that cutscene because they actually fucking
that
did
one they
it.
actually did. Yeah,
they actually did. And then they arrive at their destination and get killed by Jeremiah, who's also part of it. That would be a complete anthology. You have 1, 2, 3 short stories. Boom, you're done. But they just didn't do that. They told you this stuff, but it was like they just like smattered it against the wall, and it didn't fit.
Yeah.
So if they tried it as an anthology, it could have been cool. But they did. They fucked up. So fuck this movie.
Yeah. I'd be hard pressed to disagree with you on that. I too am going to say So Bad Scary for this week. There's really. I can't say there's nothing redeeming about this movie, but like I'm still gonna say don't watch it. But if you do watch it, start it, fast forward it like the first 20 minutes until you get to Gary Busey. Watch the 3 minutes of Gary Busey amazingness that you get in this movie. Watch that 3 minutes of the movie, and then honestly, you could just turn it off there, or just fast forward it all the way to like the 1 hour mark, and then watch the last 20 minutes when shit actually happens. But even that last 20 minutes isn't worth it. It's not that great. It's not good.
I almost feel like this movie could be redone as an anthology of kids driving to the woods, telling a story.
You know, that's a good point because sometimes in the past I've asked boot or reboot, and normally I would say boot this, but if you rebooted it as like a
anthology
type, like Chillerama did,
yes,
like which hopefully we'll try to get to that eventually. But that kind of did that. Like, you tell the stories. Like, okay, they're, the whole movie is them driving to the campsite. They're telling these stories, and then you show the entire story. Okay, this horror story of the guy climb Mount Everest, and he gets frostbite, and he goes mad or something like that. And then it triumphs more, and you show another story. And then you show the whole story of the empty man. Which sounds like that's a much better movie than this one was.
Yes.
And then you come back to the main characters at the end, and they all get killed by Jeremiah. Which, like we said earlier, they should have been telling, like, that should have been an urban legend for this whole part of town. Because if you have 22 missing people in this small town, rumors are going to spread. There's going to be some kind of urban legend going around.
22 cars.
22 cars. Yeah.
Could have been multiple people.
Could have been multiple people. Yeah. Exactly.
Could have been 40 plus
and
people.
And then it turns out Jeremiah's real. Jeremiah kills them all. And then there's your anthology. There's your whole. That one made a much better movie. I agree. So reboot it that way might be decent. But as it stands, skip this one unless you want to watch it for the 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes of Gary Busey. That's about all that's worth watching this movie. Skip it overall. Move on.
Yeah.
And it's done. All right. So there you have it, guys. We're both in consensus. So bad, scary. Don't watch this one. But thank you anyway, Katie O'Brien, for making us watch it.
It wasn't the worst, but it wasn't good.
Okay. Well, we talked about Katie O'Brien. She's a multiple time suggestion now. Between Bedeviled, her first suggestion, and this one, which would you rather watch again?
This one.
Honestly, I think so too. I hate to say it because at least it's got that crazy Gary Busey scene.
At least it's got something to it.
Yeah.
Bedeviled is just off-screen kill, off-screen kill, off-screen kill.
Yeah,
just bullshit.
Yeah. So I will say this one was a little better than Bedeviled, but thank you, Katie O'Brien. Keep your suggestions
you can watch
coming.
the Bedeviled episode on our YouTube page.
Yeah, that's one of our YouTube episodes. So you can check us out there. Aaron, why don't you tell the other people if you're still here listening, like you matter at this point, if you haven't turned us off already, tell us the other stuff.
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Our Twitter handle is at So Bad It's Scary. You can check out our website at It's horriblehorrorpodcast.com. horriblehorrorpodcast.com, where you can check out all the fun, cool things we do.
Yeah.
And of course, you can listen to us on all the places.
All the places.
Pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, we're not gonna listen. All the main podcast places, we're there. I just want to see how you do that after such a long hiatus. I wanted to see if you get back into flow.
Also, I'm pretty drunk.
Yeah, we're getting kind of drunk. We've been drinking a lot this episode. Keep also things to announce. I should probably announce at the top of the show. So if those of you still listening, thank you very much. I'm going to announce this now. Keep in mind, next week, I think it should be next week or next episode anyway, coming up, we have a very special interview with a member of our Horrible Horror Hall of Fame. We have an actual Hall of Famer sitting down to do an interview with us. I'm super excited about that. I didn't announce it last week, but you know what? I'm going to keep it a secret. You're just going to have to turn into that actual episode to find out who our our Hall of Famer is.
I'm going to take a wild guess and guess that it's not Ron Jeremy.
Yeah.
Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I saw somebody. It was you or I think it was.
It was me. It was
our
me.
text group message.
Yeah. So Ron Jeremy has been accused. Ron Jeremy, Hall of Famer,
first class Hall of Famer,
Horror Hall of Famer,
our first inductee,
has been accused of raping a couple women, more than one.
Yeah.
So while we do not condone any of the actions, we will let him seek his moment of justice.
Yes.
He's just been accused. He's been charged. He will have his day in court. We will make a decision whether or not to remove him or not, considering the outcome of the case.
I would say right now, I know nothing about the case or any facts, but I would just say right now, I think it's bullshit. And
that's kind of what his lawyers are saying.
I'm sorry, Ron Jeremy, of all people, who's been in like thousands of porn and stuff to thousands and thousands of women, I don't think that fucker needs to go around raping people.
And that is what his defense is saying he is a porn star. He's had sex with the most beautiful women in the world.
Yeah.
You know, runs the gamut of having sex with people. He's had sex with literally thousands of people.
And he probably still does because he's Ron fucking Jeremy. He's got like a 12-foot hog.
It's an interesting case. We will be paying attention to it. We will let you know what's happening with it.
We're off the point now. Yeah, I think it's bullshit, but we're not going to go.
We don't know. We don't know.
But the point is, next week we have an interview with a Hall of Famer that I am super excited about, and so stay tuned with that. Anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
No, I just talked about Ron Jeremy and rape, so I'm happy.
You're happy? Go find a foot to suck on or something like that. We're done here. All right, guys.
I don't want to put him in my mouth. I just want to tickle him a little bit.
Jesus fucking Christ, God damn it. All right, guys. Watch more horror movies and remember to always keep it tight.